record-breaking crowd. The Giants rallied to tie the game with 2 outs in the ninth and one of the craziest comebacks of the year to send the game into extra innings. But in the bottom of the 11th, veteran Jonathan Lucroy delivered. Lucroy's going to win it. A line drive to right center field. Chapman scores, and the A's with a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 11th inning are going to walk it off in front of this big crowd tonight here at the Coliseum. Today, Sean Manaea gets the ball, and with the win, the new Bridge Trophy will be the Athletics until next season when these two teams meet again. Final game of the series, A's, Giants, next. Well, it is a beautiful day for baseball, and it's the rubber game of this. Well, it's the Oakland version of the Bay Bridge Series. Lots of A's fans, lots of Giants fans, another big crowd expected, and it's going to be Manaea and Cueto is the pitching matchup. So it's the Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. You saw the two starting pitchers, so it has a chance to be a very good starting pitching matchup. You got Manaea going for his 10th win, and you got Johnny Cueto, who's just trying to stay healthy. When healthy, he's pretty darn good.
You know, he started the season outstanding. Cueto did. He was on the disabled list. This is just his third start since returning from the DL. For Sean Manaea, he has not missed a start. The only pitcher still in the rotation from the beginning of the season for the Athletics. He's been very durable. He's not throwing a lot of pitches per start because he's been able to hold the lead, turn it over to the bullpen. Should be a great pitching matchup in the finale of this series.
All right, we got a special treat for you today on our telecast, and to tell us more about that, here is Dallas. What are we doing today? Something crazy?
That's right. Matty Williams, the individual who roamed the hot corner out here in the Bay Area for 10 glorious years, is going to be mic'd up, bringing you the sights, the sounds, and hopefully not the smells of the game today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to hear what the Marine has for us.
All right, so he'll be fun, and we're looking You got a pennant race, and you got baseball with the bridge on the line. What more can you ask for? It's the A's and the Giants coming up on NBC Sports California.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares. No hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club Combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
Well, the youngsters on the field for the national anthem, as we always do here at the Coliseum on Sundays. And what a great way to wrap up this big weekend. Big crowds, the A's and the Giants, and it is a beautiful day for the rubber game of this series. Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 74 degrees, just a nice light breeze, and crowd still filing in. The upper deck is filling up. So it looks like another big crowd. Why not? Let's take a look at the lineup for the visiting Giants. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Darno at third, Belt at first, McCutcheon at right, Posey will DH, then Hundley will catch. Crawford at short, Slater left, Hernandez in center, Tomlinson at second.
And the big man Sean Manaea makes yet another start, his 21st of the season. He has been at the pitcher's mound every start, taking the ball every time he's been asked to. Last year he won 12. This year, today, has a chance to get to double figures again. He did face the Giants in his last start. That was on the 15th of the month. So he has a week in between starts, and he just threw 74 pitches in that game. He's kind of lightened him up on this pitch count.
Defensively for the Athletics, Martini, Fowler, and Piscotti in the outfield. Chapman, Simeon, Barreto, and Olson on the infield, with Jonathan Lucroy, the hero from last night, doing the catching. So we're set for baseball as Manaea has wrapped up his warm-up tosses. So Chase Darno steps in. Open stance, and Manaea kicks, and the first pitch of the ball game is right at the knees for a ball.
That's not good.
Well, that was like the most perfect pitch ever. Dallas, that's not a good start to our ball game right there.
I'd like to have pitch one. It's the best. Strike one is the best pitch in baseball. Gonna need it.
Right at the knees for a ball.
Wow.
We laugh. We slept fast last night and got back to the ballpark. Jerry Davis is the home plate umpire. We're just teasing you, Jerry. He's also the crew chief. So
no, we're not.
Got to be nice to him.
No, we're not. You were talking to Eddie Montague.
That's right.
You know, you can talk to him and say, hey, how can your umpire blow the first pitch of the game?
I love talking to Eddie Montague.
He's a good man.
I mean, seriously.
Dallas was having lunch with him. I mean, how great is that?
You want to talk about an experience for me to be able to sit down and have lunch with Eddie Montague? I mean, I continue to pinch myself every day I'm able to show up at a ballpark for a living.
The best part about what he said, he actually threw out a security guard.
Yes.
That's a great umpire.
What
if
a
you
great
can tell
story.
the security guard, hey, move over a little bit, he says, I'm not going to, you're out of here.
That's impressive.
That was beautiful. You're gone. A security guard. Look out, fans.
Eddie ain't got time for that.
No way. It's a good man.
2-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's fouled straight back.
Darno, one of the blemishes for Manaea last Sunday, hit a home run off him. There's see this. Saw the numbers 2-2. That means 2 home runs, 2 runs batted in for Darno.
When Darno's seeing the lefties well in his short time, 462 against the lefties.
Belt to follow, then McCutcheon just underway from the Coliseum. 2-2 pitch, breaks down and in, and now a full count. 4-0 with a 3.14 ERA for Manaea in his last 8 starts. His last loss was way back on May 30th. So it's been a while. This one's popped up just in front of us. Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Johnny Cueto, he's ready to go for the Giants. He's probably not going to hit 95.
Not for both pitchers. Neither one has to hit. That's good today.
3-2 pitch, and Darno just barely got a piece of it, so the count remains full.
Well, if Manaea wasn't loose in the bullpen, he's getting loose in the first batter. Ninth pitch coming up. And the lefty Belt back in the lineup. Home run last night, hitting second today again.
It's at bats like these, as a starting pitcher, you really want to be able to dispose of the leadoff hitter, especially in an extended AB, sort of set the tone for yourself.
Yeah, and he did. He struck him out with a fastball at 91 miles an hour.
You don't have to think also, and Dallas, from a starting pitcher standpoint, to throw 9 pitches. I mean, he ends up striking him out, but as a starting pitcher, you want to do it as quickly as possible, but in a sense, get a chance to throw your pitches, throw the different ones that you might want to throw throughout a ball game, and eventually get the strikeout, even though he did throw 9.
I completely agree with that, Foss. Your ability to sort of work through the kitchen sink early on, figure out what you got a good feel for, what you might need to hone. Not a bad way to look at things.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Giants have now struck out 25 times in this series, including 14 last night. That's Marcus Semien playing on the right side, scoops it up. So 2 away here in the first.
It's amazing with the shift. It's got to be so frustrating for hitters to hit a ball that you think, of course, the second baseman would have been there. You know, instead the shortstop is there. 3 on the right side. But it's part of the game, and it's just a matter of whether the hitters are going to change their game instead of try to hit in through or through the shift. In this case, McCutchen with 3 to the left side.
First pitch is a good one. Outside corner, first strike.
You know, Foss, we talk a lot about guys identifying their game within who they are, and I think eventually players will start to realize the benefit of being able to use the whole field, of being a complete hitter. And there will still be the guys who have big pull power, who have the tendency to pull the ball, and you'll game plan for those. But if you have the ability to round yourself out, I think those players are going to be coming along more times than not.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than, hey, you know what? You got to bunt more and beat the shit.
Yeah, no,
I think just work on maybe becoming a more complete
hitter.
Right?
Exactly, absolutely. You know, and the thing about, you know, we talk about, and everybody talks about home runs, but I still say you have a lot of at-bats where you don't hit a home run. And why not take advantage of those opportunities? Because if you're setting up as a complete hitter, using the whole field, you get a mistake, you're usually going to hit it out.
Sure.
And it's going to be a mistake made by the pitcher. But if a pitcher is making his pitches, in the case now, let's say a fastball outside of McCutchen, if he tries to pull it, he's going to pull it right into the shift. The whole right side of the infield is open.
And strike 3 call right at the letters. McCutchen strikes out. Couple of strikeouts for Manaea in the top of the first. Southwest Airlines. Here it is. Nick Martini gets a start today in the leadoff spot. Then it's Simeon Piscotty will hit third. Davis, Olson, Chapman, Lucroy, Fowler, and Franklin Barreto will start today at second base.
And I think one of the best things about Johnny Cueto is a good pitcher. He's got a pretty good resume, but you really have to watch out for the shimmy shake because he can delay. He can do a lot of different things, making just the third start since returning from the disabled list. As we pointed out, 3-1 to start the season. A lot of hopes for Cueto. Unfortunately got injured. You really enjoy watching his offseason workouts. I mean, he really gets into it. He and Bartolo Colon.
Yeah. Take your time. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
And see, this is where Jerry Davis, home plate umpire, has to really be alert today because you never know how quickly he's going to throw it.
That one off the mound, missed by Cueto, and that's going to be an infield hit. Cueto just whiffed on it. And Martini's going to have an infield hit.
I don't think he worked out that much.
Yeah, Foss, I don't know if PFPs were on the list this offseason, but Johnny Cueto, not necessarily the most fleet-of-foot athlete, if you will. I believe John Kruk phrased it best. I'm a baseball player, not an athlete.
Defensively, Slater, Hernandez, and McCutcheon in the outfield. Darno, Crawford, Tomlinson, and Belt on the infield. And Hundley is the catcher today. So Cueto quickly into the stretch. So it'll go as a base hit. And the pitch outside to Marcus Simeon.
You know, guys, something to pay attention to with Cueto on the mound as well. You got a full house here at the Coliseum. Somebody who likes to pitch with the motion of the hometown crowd behind him. Not the safe confines of AT&T here for Mr. Cueto. So a ravenous A's fan base could play a role early if the A's are able to get to him.
And that would be nice because it's a split crowd. There's a lot of Giants fans here. That could help a little bit, but to the point, you'd like to see something happen.
So 1-0 to Simeon. Piscotty waits in the on-deck circle, and now it's 2-0. As we told you in the open of our show, Matt Williams has a microphone on today. So we're not going to talk to Matt, but we're going to listen to some of the good stuff he has to say in the dugout and on the base pass. So we appreciate Matt Williams doing that with us today. It's very nice of him to do, and I think that our fans at home are going to very much enjoy it. Now, we're not going to give away any strategy, of course.
No. He's not for sure.
And he's definitely,
because that guy with the number 6 on his back is going to make sure of it. The manager.
3-1 to Simeon. Well, Matt in general is a pretty quiet guy.
I thought his pose in the dugout prior to the game was outstanding.
Yeah, almost scared me.
Yeah, it was almost like a still picture, but it was real life. So he's got that look of preparation. He was getting all prepared for his duties at third base, but also to be mic'd.
Fly ball to right. McCutcheon has it, and that is out number 1. All right, this is live. All right, this was before the game, and Matt,
I know,
letting us know the mic's working.
Get what everybody else said?
that's right. I'm just picking up all the background noise.
Gotcha. Yeah. You don't really say much.
I don't say a whole
I'm
lot.
not gonna bring a whole lot to the table.
That's okay.
But they're hoping your quietness
It's
will
about-
bring everybody else out.
It's about the experience.
Perfect.
Yes.
He's got it on. I had so many good one-liners. From the anthem to everything else, I can't even.
You can't even say it.
Ruined it.
I'm standing right next to him too,
Right. Waiting for it.
waiting for something. I need something from the skipper.
That's right. That's one of the rules. You got to give us a line from the skipper. We got to hear something. Probably not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
That was right before the game. He was talking mostly to athletic trainer Nick Paparesta. Driven to right. McCutcheon grabs it, goes down to one knee. That was probably a little tougher play than even it looked. But Piscotty's hit a lot of balls hard to right field in this series.
Well, it's interesting. Last night, 2 bloops fell in front of McCutcheon. He's more of a line drive variety. One hit by Simeon, a high fly ball, but the line drive by Piscotty was caught. and got a lot of work on Friday night, did McCutcheon.
So here's the cleanup man, Chris Davis. Chris Davis is 1 for 8 in this series, 21 homers, 64 RBIs. And he drills one to left. And that baby's gone. A's with a 2-0 lead.
I was just looking at my book trying to figure out since June 14th a Verlander home run against Verlander, but his last one came against Ramirez at Cleveland, and 4 today. So first pitch swinging for Chris Davis, and just like that, an infield hit and a line drive home run. A's with a 2-0 lead in the first inning.
And here's Olsen. Well, that one's on Johnny Cueto for more reasons than one. He should have made the play on Martini, and it would have been a 3-up, 3-down inning, but he whiffed on it, and that allowed Davis to get an at bat. Tomlinson out in short right field, and that will do it. But the A's strike first. Chris Davis with his 22nd home run of the year. 2-run shot, 2-0 A's. The A's lead after 1 inning. Manaea's first pitch is a strike. I don't know what that pitch was to Chris Davis, but it was kind of a nothing burger.
Yeah, a hanging
it just sat there.
Exactly. And you could see the spin as we went to break, see the spin coming out of his hand, and that was a thank you very much pitch.
Pop up shallow center. So there's out number 1.
Well, I asked for it. We're going to see it again, but watch as the ball just floats in right there. Hanger and curve. That's what you're supposed to do for a 77-mile-an-hour first pitch. Many say there's nothing that you're really throwing against velocity-wise, and for Chris Davis, that was like maybe taking batting practice. At 77, if you have a coach that can throw that hard, not many hanging curveballs from a coach in BP, but Cueto did. KD took advantage of it.
So 1 away. Here's Nick Hundley. Hundley was the DH on Friday night, went 0 for 4. So at bats per home run leaders at home since 2017. Olsen over into foul territory, and he's got it. So the Chris Davis home run. What did Matt Williams have to say about it? Let's listen in.
Oh boy, KD.
In the sixth position,
What a baby. Oh boy, Nicky Hustle. What a baby.
See, that's Matt Williams right there. That's the way he played.
Yeah.
And he kept it even keel. There was no gloating. He just
You know, the problem
did it the right way.
One thing he didn't want to do is salute.
No, he didn't. He did it for Chris Davis.
Yeah, I know that. But I mean, that's with Matt Williams. It's almost like I'll lay the bat down softly. I don't want to hurt the bat, and I'll take my trot down around the bases with my head down. But that's it. Hey, Chip Hill saluted Chris Davis, so you know everybody's going to do that.
1-1 the count to Crawford. 5 up, 5 down in the early going for Sean Manaea.
But the one thing he did also recognize, that Matt Williams recognized the hustle by Nick Martini to get the infield hit, as you mentioned, and kept the inning alive for Chris Davis.
1-2. Crawford at 288 with 10 home runs. One for 8 in this series.
All right, get your calculators ready. We're going to StatCast, the anatomy of the long ball off the bat of Crush. 104 off the wood, 28-degree launch angle, almost 410 feet away from home plate for the big man.
Chapman scoops, and another easy inning for Manaea. 6 up, 6 down. Bottom of the second coming up. 2-0 the A's lead. Show me the Oakland A's into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Bottom of the second inning, it'll be Matt Chapman to lead it off. Chapman, Lucroy, and Fowler. Off the end of the bat. It's Crawford who charges and throws out Chapman. So 1 away. Here's our Coors Light refreshing finish, and it was last night. Jonathan Lucroy, a walk-off single in the 11th inning off Will Smith. But there was 2 outs and nobody on base, but 3 consecutive singles off Will Smith, and that's all the A's needed to win the game, 4-3. And obviously, every win at this point is important. That would have been a tough one to lose after what happened in the crazy play in the top of the 9th inning.
You know, I know it's a setup, but Dallas Braden was able to see the Gatorade containers coming, and so he timed it perfectly. So about the time they started to dump, he ran.
You got it.
I ain't no fool. I ain't no fool.
But they have to do it so you can see them, because if they dare turn it around where you didn't see them, maybe, you know, last year Juan Dorado got it. It was 2 for 1. Walk off. Was it Barreto, the walk off, and Juan Dorado took the pie in the face?
This is the third baseman, Darno, who ranges to his left.
Well, don't for 1 minute think that that is not some strategery on my behalf.
Oh, I agree. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to get wet like that.
Lining up, you gotta watch him. Gotta watch him.
The time you want to get wet is in the clubhouse celebration.
There you go.
When it's season's finished or towards the end and you're celebrating playing in October, you don't mind getting wet.
2 outs for Fowler. Fowler takes a strike on the outside corner. So it looks like Jerry Davis, fairly decent pitcher strike zone today.
Yeah, Cap, it also looks like that Johnny Cueto, maybe a tough first inning. He's not going to change a lot except throw strikes, and you know, the A's have to find a way. 2 gift runs in the first inning, an infield hit and a hanging curveball. One of the most powerful hitters in the A's lineup, and Chris Davis, and Cueto's too good of a pitcher to let that bother him.
And he got him swinging. So a good change up there. That's the first strikeout for Cueto. So he bounces back with a 3 up, 3 down second inning.
Between 18 and 24 people to the ballpark for a fun and affordable night. Lock in a food and drink package with parking and a jersey giveaway, all for one low price. Learn more about the Summer Suite Special at athletics.com/suites. That's athletics.com/suites.
So lots of good stuff going on the final 2 months of this season. The A's Chief Operating Officer Chris Giles is going to join us just a couple innings, talk about what to look forward to in the final 2 months with a whole bunch of home games coming up in August. Maybe some new ideas. So Chris will sit down with us. 0-2 to Austin Slater. Cued slowly toward Barreto at second. Barreto throws out Slater.
That hit something to deflect it over towards second base. Nice play by Barreto on the
center fielder.
Carrying either off the mound or the foot, but probably off the mound. Took a little bit different direction.
So with a 1 out, here's Gorkys Hernandez. See Barreto playing second base today. The A's are a little banged up, and I don't want to alarm anybody. It's nothing at all serious. Chapman may catch it. Nope. So Lowry, remember Lowry hit by a pitch last night, and then he fouled a ball off his leg almost in the same spot. So he's a little banged up, so he's getting the day off. Pinder, remember he collided at first base with Hansen. Got a sore wrist and a sore thumb. And Mark Canha last night had some hamstring cramps. Now they're all fine, but just giving them a day off.
Which means if you're in the lineup today, you got a chance to play 9.
You're going to go with CG.
Which nothing wrong with that.
Hernandez went around. He knew it.
You think about the lineup for the Athletics, you can look at left and center, third, second, and first, all rookies.
Yep. That one just missed a little bit high, not much.
But it's great for those players. Of course, we see Olsen and Chapman at the corners all the time. Fowler is a lot of time in center field. But for Barreto, he's been adding some pop as he hit the 2 3-run home runs in Chicago.
And a good fastball in on the hands, and Hernandez strikes out. So 2 outs. Well, the A's newest pitcher is here. Jeurys Familia arrived, and there he is.
99.
Played a little catch in his new green and gold.
Number 37.
Diggs looks pretty good.
Tomlinson.
So he arrived this morning. So we're excited to have Jeurys Familia, and he may pitch today. Don't be surprised. So that's a long day, though. On the plane this morning very early, land here, back on the plane tonight after the game, and head to Arlington.
But who better to take care of him than Mickey Morbido? You know?
Get you in and out safe.
That's right.
Tomlinson right to Olsen, and that's a 9-up, 9-down performance so far by Sean Manaea. 2-0 A's.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Beautiful day in the Bay Area. A's trying to win the series this weekend and win the season series. Take home the bridge. It's the trophy awarded to the team that wins the season series. If the series ends up 3-3, then it would be the team that wins the final game, which is today. So if the A's are to win, well, then they would win the season series 4 games to 2. If the Giants were to win today, they would get the trophy because they would even up the series at 3-3, but they would have won the last game. So there is something to play for.
You know, I agree with you, though, Kipe. There's a lot to play for. Forget about the trophy because both clubs trying to win.
Absolutely.
A lot of things happening. I mean, this is game 100 for the Athletics, game 101 for the Giants. And I think, again, you said it best when you. Ooh, wow.
And Barreto is going to beat it out, and the ball gets past Cueto. And that's going to allow Barreto to go to second base.
And guys, that ball made its way into the dugout. Buster Posey slides and makes an effort to try to keep this ball in the dugout, or excuse me, out of the dugout, is unable to do so.
So the umpires are going to get together to make sure they put Barreto at the right spot.
Well, that's, you know, from Hundley's standpoint, it's a matter of where do I go to back up, and he was heading down to different direction. He had to change direction with the deflection, with Cueto reaching back, and that's what caused him to have an emergency, a long trip down towards the dugout. Great effort, but I think what they're looking at is he was on the way to second on the overthrow. Would he get third because of the ball in the dugout? So I'm sure that's what they're discussing. And of course, this is the only part because there's so much foul territory.
Well, foul territory and no fence in front of the entrance to the dugout.
Because the dugouts are so far away. And usually there's a lip, and a great effort by Hundley just trying to back in, but couldn't do it. So that's probably the reason right there. He was heading to second on the overthrow, and then when it went to the dugout, that's the extra base. At least I'm sure that's what they were talking about.
And Bruce Bochy needs an explanation on this one, and that's why Hundley was trying so hard to keep it from going into the dugout, and that would have kept Barreto at second.
And Cap, I think if he had gone through the bag, had not headed to second, then it probably would have been only second. But the fact that he rounded the bag heading to second base, and they're going to take a look at it. And this is probably an umpire's challenge, I would think. So it's a base hit, E3, on the original play, the initial play, that is.
Yeah, and I know we get the mix-up with the ground rule double or the ball out in the outfield that happens to clear the fence, and you've got runners trying to move, and oftentimes you'll see him go back. Not the case here. Barreto on his way to second. Second was a done deal. The fact that he is awarded third is because that ball gets into the dugout. And if you follow this here, Hundley never makes contact with it. That ball actually hits the ball bag.
Yeah.
Sitting on the first step.
They're going to put it back in second. Now Bob Melvin's going to ask why. And he can only ask for an explanation. He cannot argue the call.
Well, we'll get the full explanation here in simple. Watch the glove. Now, the question is, did it hit his glove at all? And it didn't look like it.
Well, they challenged it. Overruled in New York. He sent back to second. Got an explanation, at least Bob Melvin did, from Jerry Davis, the crew chief. And so base hit E3 still.
So instead of being at third with nobody out, Barreto's at second with nobody out.
And immediately Bob Melvin got back in the dugout, and to Matt Williams gave him a sign as to what Martini's going to try to do. And that would be, if he's not bunting, to pull the ball to the right side.
First pitch strike to Nick Martini, who had the infield hit and scored on Davis's home run in the first inning. So the speedy Barreto at second base. And that hits Martini in the leg.
Well, Martini, excellent about getting on base. He had said prior to turning pro, he had 90 some odd, and again twice on base today. So I think it was 93 consecutive games reaching base. So Nick Martini, who leading off today, infield hit batter.
So Expo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So 2 on, nobody out for Simeon.
Callahan has some help today in the PA. Got a young man. This is the inning.
And it's bunted. Darno has it. His throw just in time. So Marcus Simeon with a very nice sacrifice bunt.
Well, it's about doing the little things right here, and that's what Marcus Simeon does day in, day out. The effort, the baseball IQ. You like to see guys playing the game the right way. And what I mean is not being selfish, trying to go for the base hit bunt in this situation. He knows he's got a job to do, get these guys over and continue to pass that baton.
That was a great job on the defensive end as well. Darno kind of circle around the ball so he could put the ball in his glove and make the throw. But Marcus Simeon, just like Chad Pinder last night, DeLaren with a great stat about never sacrificed, and he laid out a perfect sacrifice bunt to third base.
Infield in for Piscotty, who rolls it foul toward the far end of the A's dugout.
I tell you, it's a lost art when it comes to bunting for base hits, but if you can do that, if you can bunt to advance runners, especially the technique last night with Pinder, today with Simeon, first and second, nobody out, you bunt, force the third baseman to make the play, you have 2 runners in scoring position. Great job by Marcus Simeon.
Cueto deals, and it's slow. And listen, it's early, and you don't see American League teams bunt early like that very often, but sometimes you have to look at the game itself, and if you can get a 3-0 lead, 4-0 lead, Manaea is sharp so far. Giants offense, it's not a great offense. They have trouble scoring 4 runs a game. You got a terrific bullpen, even though it's a little taxed right now with the extra innings last night. But I think sometimes you look at the specific game and maybe change up your strategy a little bit.
Well, and to your point, the infield's playing in. Usually in the 3rd inning, you're not going to see the infield playing in. And Bruce Bochy, probably to your point, saying, hey, you know, we got to cut down any extra runs, and this is the way to do it. Hoping for a strikeout, pop up, ground ball to the infielders. But if Viscotti hits one through the infield, it's going to be 2 runs. Right now, he'd take anything just to get the runner in from third.
That one bounced foul again. So Piscotty hanging in there, getting a heavy diet of off-speed pitches from Cueto. Cueto obviously pitching for the strikeout.
And that's what you want to do in this situation as a pitcher. You hear it often. Punch out, pop up right now. Eliminate any opportunity for a defensive miscue.
Did he go? No. So they checked down Ryan Additon.
Well, this is a body again. See a lot of this. Piscotty body goes forward. The bat kind of hugs his shoulder, but Hundley smartly asking for the appeal quickly, and you want to do it as quickly as possible to maybe get the call.
Crawford's got it. He's coming home, and they got him. So Crawford fielded it, and Barreto looked like he got a pretty good jump. I think Crawford's throw made the play.
Well, he's playing not really all the way in, but a quick throw, and looked like Barreto tried to go around, tag him, and the throw right there. I mean, that's like a catcher throwing the ball to second base, and he got him on the midsection. And Hundley had to make sure he's out in front so he could offer a lane. To still say there's a play where if you have a chance to go around and use your hand, you can manipulate your hand to try to hit the plate instead of giving the catcher an opportunity to do what he did. But you're right, the throw by Crawford started the double play last night with the bases loaded. And that's a good play to cut down a runner there.
Here's Chris Davis. I mean, I think if this throw is chest high, Barreto may be safe.
Well, this is where it's at. Is the throw is in the tag zone, but twofold. Hundley does a good job. He has to give up that lane, but in an effort to let that ball travel deep so he doesn't have to go out and get that ball and then bring the tag back. That's what allows that play to happen.
So 1-0 the count to Chris Davis. Martini stayed at second base. And that one foul back. That's a good point, Dallas, that you make. Sometimes you see catchers, and I guess it's a natural reaction on a play like that, is they reach for the ball. They want to go get the ball as quick as they can, where it's probably quicker to let the ball travel.
Always.
Well, yeah, the mechanics of the position have changed, correct, Foss?
Well,
You're now
true,
out there giving him a lane as opposed to being able to secure that ball with two hands, come back in, drop a knee, take away the lane. Nay, not in today's game.
Well, and you're right, because that's a perfect play that he gave the lane.
Yep.
And in the past, you didn't have to. You could put the hammer down, and it just wouldn't even get to the plate. But the things that catchers really have to be concerned about, and that's why Hundley immediately went in front of the plate to give the lane, knowing that there's the lane, you go to it.
This is what Chris Davis did in the first inning.
There's your hanger. This is what you're supposed to do. Eyes light up and say thank you very much. And you know, that was really Chris Davis providing his own power, but the uppercut swing, the launch angle, he got it. And you're seeing more and more with the high pitch, guys getting under and not popping it up, but hitting it out.
So 2-2 the count to Davis. He's looking for a 2-out hit. Outfield straight away for Davis. And that one pops away from Hundley, and both runners are going to move up.
Well, you can see here, little change up down. KD spits on it. Hundley just unable to get his body out in front of this thing. Very astute base running. See that ball down in the dirt, get a good secondary. As soon as you see it kick, take off. No hesitation by the Oakland base runners.
Three-two pitch, and Davis went around. Pitch was well out of the strike zone. Chris Davis just could not hold up. So an opportunity for the Athletics, but they do not score. 2-0 A's after 3. Leading 2-0, and we're joined in the booth now by the Chief Operating Officer of the Athletics, Chris Giles. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
So
how are you?
You guys got big smiles on your faces this weekend. Why?
This is our third straight sellout, and we are just thrilled to be here.
So are we. It's been a lot of fun, and you know, I know you guys planned hard for this weekend, and you have the Giants, which bring their fans over, and man, it's been great seeing people in the ballpark.
It's been wonderful. Just such a great excitement. Last night was incredible.
Did you go up to Mount Davis last night?
I did. I was up there. Spent an inning up there.
Yeah? How was it?
It was high.
Did Dave Campbell join you?
No, I went up there.
No, he said he was. When he's there right here, he said, I'm going to go up there.
He may have. He did not go with me, but he may have been up
well,
there.
There's 8,000 people, so maybe he went incognito.
It really, I mean, I've walked up there. It really is high. I mean, we're to the point where it's a little scary, but once you sit in your seat, you're fine.
You can see over the rest of the Coliseum
Yes,
from
you
up
can.
there. It's,
And the bay, and
any direction. You
Alcatraz,
look over the back.
Yeah, that's right. Anything you want to see.
Well, over
It's a great view.
56,000 last night. So,
Yeah, congratulations. That was outstanding to see the record-setting attendance last night.
and let's not forget about a pennant race. And the A's are certainly in it, Chris. And I know you wanted to talk about kind of a new ticket concept that you guys are starting. Tell us about it and tell us why.
Yeah, so we're in the next few weeks, we're going to be rolling out kind of a brand new approach to tickets. No other team has ever done anything like this. We've got one group of fans that wants the same seat for every game. It will, accommodate them. We've got this new group of younger fans that want something that's much more flexible, much more social. This program is really designed to appeal to both of those groups.
So, I mean, you're doing this, after 100 games. So there has to be some fair amount of thought put into this because you are putting a new concept in really in the middle of the season. That's not easy to do.
Well, to be clear, this is for 2019.
Okay.
So we got to put 2019 on sale here in the next few weeks. And so we're going to be rolling out this program for 2019.
Okay.
Nothing will change for the current season.
Okay.
But regardless of when it does come out, it's going to be a good plan. But how much of what you're seeing with the ball club now, for the fans, you can say, hey, this is a good ball club. It's going to continue to get better. And then you can look at the 19 with all the special things you're talking about.
I mean, we're so excited about what these guys on the field are doing right now. I mean, doing just overperforming in terms of what we thought coming into the season. Just really impressive, winning late, scoring late. It's an incredible product to watch.
Well, I mean, if you add everything up, you have a young team. You have a team that I guess is surprising people. Now you're in a pennant race, and not only that, but winning games late, which is that's the best way to win if you want to get fans excited. So you put all that together, and you can see why this is a pretty exciting group.
Yeah, Billy and David have done a fantastic job, assembling this team. We're so lucky that we get to, help promote this team and really kind of build the experience around it. We're really thankful for the support we're getting from the fans. I thought it'd take a little longer for people to realize how good this team was, and they've just been coming out in droves, which is fantastic.
All right, Chris, I did a little math here. When we come home on Sunday night from Colorado, starting next Monday, 27 of the next 37 games at home, included in that 17 home games in the month of August. So it's time to sell tickets, right?
Absolutely. July was really light from a home game perspective. August, we're going to have a lot of them. We've got some compelling matchups, lots of matchups against the Mariners, which will be fantastic as we both kind of come down to the line to first wild card, second division.
Yeah, in that stretch of games I just talked about, 7 times against the Mariners at home.
Right. Yeah. 7
I mean,
of the 10,
what more could you ask for? That's the
Those
team
are
you're
must
chasing,
wins.
or at that point, who knows? They may be even, or the A's may be ahead of them. Let's hope so. But they're coming here for 2 different series, and the Yankees are coming.
Dodgers are coming.
Dodgers
We're excited.
are coming.
A kid named Machado is going to be here again. He was here for the Orioles, and be interesting to see how the skipper. Bob Miller's done a tremendous job with this young player as well. You mentioned Billy and David, but the guys on the field really respect the skipper. But in that particular series, he walked Manny Machado to get to Chris Davis. Now, what would he do with Machado now with the Dodgers?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, they're putting together a pretty good club down there.
Yep.
But Chris, from the standpoint of where you guys are in the front office, what does it mean to you, and how do you handle the nation, the country, talking about the Oakland Athletics? I mean, for the first 3 months, it was like, oh, well, the A's are going to finish last again. Now everything's changed. How do you guys accept that?
It's a tremendous opportunity. I mean, we got to continue to revitalize this fan base, and that's one of our biggest challenges that we identified when Dave and I came in a year and a half ago now, and they're making our jobs a whole lot easier.
Now, we don't want to get caught with 2 strikes and 2 outs, but the Familia trade, how long did that take, and how much of that comes across your desk to get the okay?
Not much. I mean, that's really Billy's world. He handles all of those things in conjunction with David and John Fisher, our owner. Like I said, we're so fortunate to have him in our camp leading that area of our business.
Fortunate to have 3 straight sellouts, too. Chris, keep up the good work, man.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
Good
you
job.
stopping by.
Good job, man.
All right, so Chris Giles, Chief Operating Officer of the Athletics, enjoying the weekend. So 2-0. It's the bottom of the 4th inning. Sean Manaea has been terrific. And Johnny Cueto got out of a jam in the 3rd, gave up the 2-run homer to Davis in the 1st. Speaking of the Mariners, Ray, we have to keep an eye on them. I'm scoreboard watching. I'll be the first to admit.
Right. That's what all with that.
How could you not?
Post All-Star break.
Don't have great news for you in the early going.
But the one thing that the A's players, A's fans, as the old saying goes, you take care of your own business. Then, you know, you can watch the scoreboard and hope, but the bottom line, if your club's playing well and winning, then the rest of it will take care of itself.
So the Mariners, a bunch of runs early. They lead it 5-0 in the 2nd inning.
Getaway day at Safeco. A lot of time left.
That's the White Sox and the Mariners. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Ray, coming up, we got a great explanation from with the microphone on Matt Williams. He talked to the third base umpire, Brian Knight. Whoa, that one's hit deep to right. He's going to have to talk to Matt Olson. 3-0 the A's lead. Shot into the seats in right for home run number 20.
The big, strong ox over at first base, Matty O. They're trying to elevate with a fastball. And we talk about it time and time again, and we know it out here in the Bay Area. Fastballs in real estate, location, location, location. Heater up. Next stop, Powtown.
That was gone in a heartbeat. July the 6th, his last time. You know, kind of reminiscent of a season of 2006. Oh,
that one's hit to left center. That's hit deep near the wall, and that one's high off the top of the wall. Hernandez gets it back in, and Chapman has a double.
Well, this would have been nice for this to go out simply because Matt Chapman pulled the ball to left center. Off speed, he got out in front. High arcing fly ball when it left his bat. Thought he had a chance to get out. Just above the Rickey Field, the State Farm side, and back to the center fielder Hernandez. But Matt Chapman never takes anything for granted. And he knew he's had an easy double. But high off the wall. Trying to go back-to-back with his good buddy across the diamond, but just the fact that he pulled it last night, a couple of balls to right field, a ball up the middle, and that wonderful 11th inning, 3 consecutive hits.
So here's Lucroy. Nobody out and a run in. Lucroy hits it hard past Matt Williams.
Kept I was thinking about that 06 season whenever Milton Bradley, Frank Thomas, and Nick Swisher, it seemed like one would hit, the next would hit. Well, in this year, it seems like when Chris Davis hits one, Matt Olson hits one, and it's kind of neck to neck. And today, both of them hit shots. Matt Chapman tried to get in on it, but his was off the wall.
Bounce slowly toward third. Darno has it. And that's out number 1. So here's Matt Williams' conversation with Brian Knight, the third base umpire, about that play in the 3rd inning with the ball going in the dugout.
By rule, if he touches it before it goes in, it'll award him 3rd, right?
The question on that play is, yeah, there's a gray area between if he touches it and causes it to go in, or if it's a first play by an infielder.
Right.
He had already acquired first when the catcher touched it.
Right.
So we're thinking it wasn't going to 3rd.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
No, it's not what happened. He was going to 2nd.
So that's
Knight.
what they did, but the replay officials changed it.
Exactly. Well, it was nice that Matt got close to him so we could hear the umpire.
He did that on purpose.
I just thought he was going to put his arm around him. What are you saying? I can't hear you.
A little TV. Matt's done a little TV.
Yeah, of course.
That's a pro at work there.
Absolutely. Down the left field line, but it's going to be foul.
He also managed, so, and was a Gold Glove and all-star third baseman, so he's got the complete package.
Well, this is the play we're talking about. Barreto was originally awarded third, but then the replay changed it and he went back to second. So it sounded like Brian Knight was talking about, did the catcher push it into the dugout, or so there's he did say there's a lot of gray area, and it sounds like there is. Right center, McCutcheon over, and he's got it. So you see, it's not an easy job being an umpire, especially when the umpire himself says there's some gray area.
You know, I think one of the best things about the replay system, the challenge system, is that the umpire's on the field, because as we know, the game speeds up and a lot of things happen so quickly. But in New York, everything slows down thanks to
that's true.
Adam Roden down in the A's clubhouse, and the Giants have their video coordinator, and all those shots go to New York. And they've got 2 minutes. They take really as much as they want, but they get to slow it down, and it does slow down tremendously with the slow motion, and they could see the little things that these umpires on the field. You have to give them a lot of credit, because it does take a lot of effort. But I think that little caveat to say, hey, we can help when we need it.
Sure. Darno makes the catch. Side retired. Matt Olson with home run number 20. So a couple of home runs today for the Athletics so far, and they lead this game 3-0. And Sean Manaea has not allowed a hit yet. 12 straight batters retired, and here's Posey. Good curve for a strike. So Sean Manaea, who beat the Giants last Sunday in San Francisco, trying to do it again a week later. Close pitch.
As I mentioned, his last 4 or 5 starts, Sean Manaea has been limited in his pitch count, mid-80s and 80s at the most, and 74 in his last start last Sunday against the Giants going into the break. So a full week in between starts for him.
Bounced right to Barreto, and that's out number 1. Sean Manaea, some of the numbers where he ranks among American League pitchers. We like that 14.6 pitches per inning.
Yeah. He does go fast.
And if the whip, which is walks
there it is,
and hits per innings pitched, if you have a starter that's under 1, that's almost unheard of.
Yeah,
who are the other 4?
Yeah, you think whip, you think sub 1, you think about the amount of traffic dealt with on an inning by inning basis.
But even a really good starter, his whip is probably going to be 1-1. You know, you get relievers, they may be under 1, but it just, you don't see it very often. It's just, again, walks and hits, add them up, and per 9 innings. Manaea, well, he has not a lot of hit today, so 99 hits allowed in 128 innings. That's a very, very good ratio. One and one the count to Nick Hundley. Swing and a miss.
It's a great setup. Back-to-back pitches inside, then he goes outside. You can see Hundley reaching at a pitch he knew was a strike, but it really had no chance to catch up to it. And Hundley being a catcher himself, maybe trying to call his own game with Manaea and Lucroy.
Fastball high. All right, we just got the information, you guys. The other 4 pitchers, or the 4 pitchers that are under the whip under 1, Verlander, Sale, Kluber, and Cole.
That's a pretty good 5-man rotation.
Never heard of any of them. And that's a very close pitch. Tried to shave the inside corner, did Sean Manaea. So 3-2 to Hundley.
Second 3-2 count. Darno, the leadoff hitter, 9 pitches to get him out.
Hundley hits it up the middle, right over the bag, and that's the first hit for San Francisco. So Manaea retired the first 13 hitters, and now they'll go from the stretch.
You mentioned it, Voss. Second 3-2 count. First one he was able to dispose of Darno to the top of the inning. Excuse me, top of the game. Here he goes with a fastball. Nice challenge pitch. Your best, my best. Low in the zone. And Hundley just does a better job of hitting. Sends it right back up through the box.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, leading off the game with Darno, the 3-2, it's different. He's got a 3-0 lead, and really not a bad way to say, hey, here's a fastball. You know, you do it. If you can do it, tip my hat to you. But I'm not going to try to fool you. And I mean, when you got a perfecto for 13, it's still early in the game in the 5th inning. He's already pitched a no-hitter. But I think Dallas, to the point of the success that you had in what, low 20s, what, 23 now, Dallas? How many perfect games?
Yes, sir. There are 23.
23. So you think about, of all the games played and pitched, he reached for that one.
Fowler's got plenty of room out there, and that's the second out.
Well, A's fans, you heard of our great new community program where you can get 2 free kids tickets with the purchase of every adult ticket for Monday through Thursday home games now through August. That's right, 2 free kids tickets for every purchased adult ticket. You want a deal? You just got one. For more information on this summer family program, visit athletics.com/family. Oh, by the way, Kai, you said through August, how many home games?
17 home games in August.
All right, family, go buy a ticket. And you come and bring your kids for free. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
We didn't even mention September. Right?
But, you know, back to the point about the perfect game. And they're so rare, obviously, only 23 in the history of the game with all the games played. And Sean Manaea has just his second 3-2 count. Dallas Braden had a 12-pitch at bat, I think, against, is it Longoria? Or
Kepler.
Oh, Kepler, you're right. The last out of the perfect game. So those things, I mean, that's rare. A no-hitter's great, but a perfecto, never have to pitch out of the stretch.
You like it. You like it. And the thing about Manaea challenging Hundley with that fastball is the pitch count's in a nice spot. If he has the opportunity to flip that lineup one more time and face Hundley again for that third time, to your point that you made, Foss, not trying to fool him, you challenge him with a heater, something he's already seen, but you're probably going to get him out a different way come that third time around.
Slater hits one toward right center. That's hit pretty well. Fowler's going back, and it is off the wall. Hundley rounds third, and Hundley is going to score. So that's Austin Slater, who hits one off the right center field wall for for an RBI double.
Well, that ground ball out, the Hundley base hit, pitching out of the stretch. He gets Crawford, but this pitch not probably where he wanted it. And pretty good job of hitting by Slater to go opposite field. And fortunately for the A's, at this point, it's not a two-run home run. The ball he's carrying much better than he always does during the daytime. Nice backing up by Piscotty. Going for it was Fowler, but Piscotty backing up is Fowler not able to handle it. So Manaea, pitching out of the stretch now, needs to get the third out and leave the runner in scoring position.
So here's Jorquis Hernandez, who struck out in the third inning. The first pitch is fouled right back to the screen. Hernandez is 1 for 8 in the series. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Lucroy. So the first 2 hits in this game off Manaea have produced a run.
And that's typically how it's going to happen against a guy like Sean Manaea. Not really easy to string 3 and 4 together. You're going to have to go bridge or a double-double. Here they went double-single.
Popped up. Olsen. And he's got it. So Manaea gets out of it. Just 1 run for the Giants as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 A's.
Is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So it's a 3-1 game. It is the bottom of the 5th inning. He's trying to win the series here and win the season series. So it's Nick Martini to lead it off. That's a great walk here at the Coliseum, where all the Hall of Fame plaques are. And it's not just baseball, it's football. Yeah. See a lot of great Raider names up there.
You know, also down the ramps from, I think maybe the plaza level, they have the ramps where chronologically they, on one side they have 70s, 80s, and then it's all the way through the 2000s down the other side. So it's nicely done by the Athletics and dressing up the Coliseum.
0-2 to Nick Martini.
I tell you what, it's the effort from the front office and the marketing department. Again, we talk a ton about to be able to bring these events to the fan bases. And obviously you've got great Bay Area baseball here, but if the team can continue to play well, they continue to put it on a tee for the folks in the front office who continue to knock it out of the park with opportunity after opportunity. It makes the ballpark an enjoyable place to come to. And guys, I got to tell you a little story here quickly. As I sit down here behind home plate in one of the best seats in the ballpark, you've got stars, they come out. We've got our man E40, the Bay Area legend, international mogul, chopping it up with Edwin Jackson down here. Edwin Jackson was given a little bit of a hard time because said, man, E40, man, I come out to your music, man. That's my come out song. You're wearing Giants gear back here. What's going on, man? So it's always fun to check out the ball game.
Did he get on you about your umbrella?
I'm staying clear.
Fouled right at the plate. Count remains 1-2.
This is one of the reasons that Nick Martini, of course, mostly in the amateur to minor leagues, but finds a way to get on base. I mean, he's fouled off some tough pitches from Cueto after starting the at bat 0-2.
Driven to left center. That's hit pretty well. Hernandez going back near the wall, and he's got just enough room before running into the wall.
Time now for the Bill for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Mr. Matt Williams. It's all
You with signs? Oh, buddy. Gotta go through here. Check your outfield. Sunball, get there. Sunball, get there. Hey.
Love it. That's good stuff.
So, see, that was interesting. Not the ball zipping past him, but yelling Sunball.
It's exciting.
That was a pop-up, and there was a runner at second with 2 outs, and it was not an easy pop-up, letting the runner know, listen, guy could be struggling a little bit.
Well, and just 2 simple words, Sunball. That says it all when you're playing at the Coliseum, or really any place, on a sunny afternoon with a high sky. And Matt knows as a third baseman, whenever these types of skies, it's tough to find the baseball.
Absolutely.
And as a third base coach, just a simple reminder.
So 1-2 the count. Good take by Simeon.
I think what the A's hitters have done the game today, Martinez at bat. A quick pitch by Johnny Cueto, almost hit it out to left center. But I think coming into this game, everybody's aware as a hitter what Johnny Cueto does, his style of pitching. And you have to be ready. I mean, Marcus Simeon's ready right now just in case he does quick pitch. A little bit extra time.
So full count now.
You know, the idea with Cueto and the variance of timing and the moves is obviously to not give the hitter a cue, a mechanism to pick up on to create a timing pattern for himself at the plate.
Straight up, Hundley coming back, but it's going to be into the seats.
You know what, a guy that comes to mind is Daniel Mingden with the overhead rock, and at times he would fall into a pattern where it was 2 pumps over the head and go. And that created a big timing mechanism for hitters, and now you've seen him start to mix things up very nicely in an effort to combat that.
A resume look for Johnny Cueto. Cueto won a World Series with the Royals back in 2015, and he pitched a complete game in that World Series, game 2. So he knows the drill. And pitches outside. Good at bat by Marcus Simeon.
That is a great at bat. 9-pitch at bat for Marcus Simeon. You know, Cap, the A's are leading 3-1, but, you know, you hope at the end of the game, a couple of instances, and, you know, we talk about home runs. The A's have not hit one. Last Sunday was the last time before today. They did not hit Friday and Saturday, but when you have opportunity, second and third, one out, you don't get a runner in. You have a double, nobody out, you don't get him over, you don't get him in. Those little things can help you make it a 5-1 game versus 3-1. And, you know, the little things that this club, being young, they're going to pick up on those things. They're going to get better. But I think the youthfulness of this club, sometimes you don't take advantage of opportunities you're given. And the A's have had 2 today, and they just hope they can hang on and win this game and not look back at those 2.
Well, those situations will be more magnified.
Absolutely.
As the season goes on. Close play, and they got him. Now Pedrique is going to chat with Ryan Addington, and sometimes they're talking about out or safe. Sometimes they're talking about, was it a balk?
Definitely a quick tag by Brandon Belt, and Simeon with, they're taking a look at it. Did his hand get on before he was tagged? And that's why Simeon's not leaving.
Well, you take a look at that front knee on Johnny Cueto, that left knee, you can see a slight bend in that knee, and that is probably what Pedrique is talking about, a potential balk move. But you can see the contact on the elbow. He beat him to the bag. So without the balk call, Simeon is out. But if they were to take another look at that front leg of Johnny Cueto, you can see that knee bend, and that's what the hitters are going off of, the runners. Typically, you're looking for that back right heel. As soon as you see that thing pop up, you know he's coming over to first.
So base is now empty. Piscotty has lined out and reached on a fielder's choice. Now backhands, a long throw in the dirt, and Belt dug it out somehow. So that's how the inning ends, and the A's do not score. 6th inning coming up, 3-1, the A's lead. The 6th inning. Sean Manaea has given up just a couple of hits. He struck out 4. Has not walked anybody, and he's sitting on 64 pitches. Facing the 9th place hitter, Kelby Tomlinson. Giants without their regular second baseman, Joe Panik. Giants will go to Seattle, so whether we like it or not, Ray, we're going to be Giants fans Tuesday and Wednesday. They will be off tomorrow, and then a 2-game series in Seattle. Try to help out the Athletics in the 2-game set. That one is sliced down the right field line, and it's fouled by a very small amount.
I tell you guys, this is very, very close to being a fair ball. Again, from where I'm sitting, I am right down the line. I'm splitting that bad boy. And Tomlinson was hustling. That could have been trouble if it was able to get tucked down in that corner fair. Game of inches.
So 1-2 the count. Simeon has it. Simeon's throw and a little bit wide, but Olsen grabs it. 1 away.
Tomlinson dejectedly going back to dugout, but Marcus Simeon had enough time to stop and throw. Tomlinson runs well. See the ball out of his hand. You knew it was going to be up the line, but Matt Olsen did a good job of keeping his foot on the bag. Did not really have to tag the runner. That's what makes Matt Olsen so good. Very good defensively. It shows his power. 20 home runs with 1 today, but he is very good around first base.
Darno waves at a fastball. He has struck out twice. Mariners still leading the White Sox 5-0. That game in the top of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss. Darno keeps swinging at that pitch, and he keeps missing it. It's about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, about 2 inches off the plate. And I want to say he may have swung and missed at that 4 or 5 times today.
Well, a couple of strikeouts, an indication of that. Struck out in the first at bat, but now they want a fastball inside and up.
Thought about swinging at that one.
And you know the one thing, and that's why I think Jonathan Lucroy is really an outstanding catcher, because it's the 3rd time through the batting order. You know, you utilize the pitches inside, slider in, fastball in, and all of a sudden the hitter starts thinking about that and then go outside, which is going to go right now after the fastball missed inside.
2-2 the count.
And they're playing off that arm side run on the inside part of the plate as well for Minaya. If he's able to execute up in the zone, it can serve 2 purposes. One, the chase for Darno, but also, as you mentioned, Foss, establishing in an effort to go ahead and go soft away. You set these guys up, put them in that rocking chair, you become unpredictable.
That's the fun part about catching, just to kind of deal with hitters that way.
Little flare, could be trouble, and it is going to fall. Well, the old Bermuda Triangle out there in right center field.
Well, he finally got to the point where he could make contact after swinging and missing 2. Got the count even at 2-2. And the scary part about that, Barreto with his back to the infield, running out and coming in hard. But that's where, as a center fielder, you start yelling quickly enough that Barreto, in this case, the second baseman, can get out of the way and allow Fowler to continue to run full speed.
So hit number 3 for San Francisco, and here's Belt. Belt swings and misses at a high fastball. Angels leading the Astros 5-1 into the top of the 5th inning. McCullers and Heaney, the 2 starters there. First place Astros will be off tomorrow. They will be at Colorado. 2-game set. These will be in Colorado over the weekend. You ready for Coors Field, Ray?
Mm-hmm.
Put your seatbelt on. Things can get a little crazy there sometimes.
Well, what's nice today, after the A's did not hit a home run in the first 2 games of the series, today coming back out a little bit stronger with a couple of home runs, and maybe they will continue that in Arlington, and especially at Coors Field, where the ball has a tendency to carry.
Well, the Rockies have won 7 in a row, and the Rockies are 1 game behind the Dodgers in the National League West coming into today. Dodgers won, so now it's a game and a half. Colorado's on a hot streak, so something else to think about next weekend. Belt hits one very high to right field, but it's in the ballpark. And that's out number 2. And that'll bring up McCutchen.
Now batting, number 22.
Now I was looking, the
Andrew
Astros
McCutchen.
and the Seattle Mariners, Ray, they still have 13 games left against each other. So the Mariners have 13 games left against Houston and 10 games left against the Athletics.
And I've got no problem with the Mariners having 13 more games against the division leader.
True. Absolutely.
Right. You talk about scoreboard watching, Kite, that's an important time. You're able to make up some ground during those stretches, during those series, and that's when you want to be playing your best baseball, obviously heading into the stretch, but also when you've got time to make up, or an opportunity to make up games.
McCutchen fouls at that. Well, there's a stretch starting on the 30th of July, a 24-day stretch where the Mariners and the Astros will play 10 games against each other. So what will the standings look like after that?
Well, the nice thing, the A's are chasing both Mariners and the Astros, and as Dallas pointed out, which is great, because if the A's are playing well, it's not going to matter at that point, because they figure they're going to gain ground on somebody.
That's right.
That's why, you know, it's back to the same old thing. If you're playing and you're hoping to play October baseball, you control your own destiny. You win, dude. You can care less what everybody else does. Everybody on the infield just started making a quick shift towards the right side.
McCutchen takes off the plate, and the count 1-1. McCutchen has struck out, and he has grounded out. He's 1 for 8 in the series.
And it's these conversion counts here where Manaea has thrived over the season. 63% of 1-1 counts go to 1-2 counts. For average across Major League Baseball, only 56%.
Bounced foul off the tarp. So the pitch count sitting at 80 now for Manaea. 16 here in the 6th inning with 2 outs.
The second and third at 9 each really helps out, and of course a 9-pitch at bat by the leadoff hitter to give him 16 in the first.
Darno, the runner at first. It's hit hard, and Ron Woda skips out of the way.
And Ben just casually makes a nice play in the bullpen. Played it off the mound. Ron Woda still got smart. Don't want to be a hero. Ben's coached for many, many years, now coaching third base. I asked him, I said, "You're wearing cleats like your predecessors, Tim Flannery?" I said, "No." Flan would wear spikes.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Only one Tim Flannery.
Flan was spiked up every day. Game ready, baby.
Pitch to the backstop. Manaea just pulled that one. And now Darno is in scoring position.
Well, this is just a matter of cutting this pitch off here. He's obviously looking for the swing and miss. Holds on just a little too long. Ends up burying it. Almost impossible for Lucroy to get in front of that.
Yeah, it's a good point. There's always emphasis on the wild pitches, and you know, but bottom line, there are some that really you try your best to block, and if you do, it's a miracle when you do. But bottom line, a lot of times they are going to get past you.
And he got him swinging a breaking ball. McCutchen chases it, and Darno is stranded at second base. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
Great hustle by Nick Martinez and a hanging breaking ball to Chris Davis. Johnny Cueto knew it, saw him look up high to the sky, and the ball was gone. You hang one like that to KD, he's going to deposit in the seats, which he did for his 22nd home run. And so Chris Davis, hot, and he'll take it.
So Davis leads things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch is bounced, just foul. Davis, Olson, and Chapman here in the 6th. One run on 3 hits for San Francisco, 3 runs on 5 hits for the A's. Johnny Cueto has had just one 3-up, 3-down inning. Although last inning he did face just 3. Picked off Marcus Semien. Darno has it, and the throw in time to get Chris Davis, and that's out number 1.
We'll take you back to that long ball hit by the big man, Matty O. Those arms hanging out over the zone, trying to go up top was Johnny Cueto. Picking on the wrong individual. And you can see there, Cueto tells him, it's up, and it's out of here.
In a flash. Especially with 2 strikes. That's the amazing thing that he did it on a 1-2 count. Just reacted on the fastball.
Well, Foss, break that calculator back out. Our friends at StatCast, take a look at this. 112 off the bat. 21-degree launch angle. That's a low linea out to right. Get off me, ball.
Hang some clothes on that one.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. Olson drives one down the right field line, and that baby's gone. A 2-homer game for Matt Olson.
Well, they did it against Ian Kennedy on the 1st of June. Kansas City, he does it again today with Johnny Cueto. How about the Ocambio, the changeup on 2-0, didn't fool Matt Olson. Line drive, just a matter of hit the foul post, stay fair. And Dallas, you're talking about the low line drive. That was lower. It's unbelievable.
Chapman goes after the first pitch, skies one, left field line, and Slater, the left fielder in foul territory, grabs it.
Well, just unbelievable. I mean, he gets a fastball, high fastball, this time the changeup, and both of them lenient, just hit very, very hard. This one almost, and really like Ryder Jones on Friday night, hit it so hard it couldn't hook foul. Matt Olson, one of now 6 players, 7 now, that's thrown hit 2 home run games. And Matt Olson done twice. Chris Davis a couple of times, 3 times actually for KD.
2-0 the count now to Jonathan Lucroy.
Chris Giles had 3rd consecutive sellout this weekend. Well, he's right. Just announced by Mike Selleck.
That one's driven to center. Hernandez hustling back, turns around, and makes the catch. Another home run for the Athletics. Matt Olson. Solo shot, his 21st of the year. So the A's using the long ball today. They lead it 4-1.
California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
That is the 1987 All-Star Game held right here at the Coliseum. That was pre-Mount Davis.
Yeah.
4-1, top of the 7th inning. As Manaea, who's been very good through 6, goes to work here at 83 pitches. Posey fouls the first pitch back.
When as we start to creep in to the latter stage of the game, 84 pitches there for Sean Manaea. Pay attention to the location. You see Lucroy setting up inside, wanting to crowd Posey. Obviously a guy who's been around the block, can hunt the heater early in the count.
And that's a good pitch on the outside corner.
Backdoor breaking ball, got him. And I think Sean Manaea, of course, he has been so durable all season, but also one of the few pitchers that's pitched into the 7th inning for the Athletics this year. And it's got Jerry Davis. And Jonathan Lucroy immediately calling is Ryan Showman. Coming out quickly. Say, Jerry, can I take a trip to the mound to give you some time?
Ooh, that's
shot right off the right arm, just past Lucroy.
Yeah, right off the forearm up there as well. All those tendons that are running down into the fingers makes it tough to wiggle. We got ice.
As long as Jerry Davis has been around, that's not something that you want, but you kind of expect it in a sense, because we see a lot of umpires, unfortunately, with the catcher there, they go to the sides where they expose themselves. If I were an umpire, I'd say, Mr. Catcher, I'm going to be right behind you. If you feel somebody, it's going to be me. I want you to protect me. Jonathan Lucroy asking for a baseball from Christian, one of the bat boys, and so that Sean Manaea can throw. Does not want to ask Jerry Davis for one, the home plate umpire, so he gets the ball. And
looks like they may, I don't know if he's going to come out. I don't think he's going to come out. They may want to wrap it up a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what Brian's going to do. Brian Shulman, the umpire, is trying to get out of the way so Sean Manaea can stay loose while this time has been taken.
And this was a direct shot as well off the forearm.
Like, this is about 2 seconds after it hit him, and look at the bump already. Wow, is that unbelievable? Man, he's going to get it wrapped up nice and tight.
Yeah, compress it. But anyway, Jonathan Lucroy, again, we hope Jerry Davis is all right, but Jonathan Lucroy immediately said, I want my pitcher, I want the umpire taken care of, but I also want my pitcher to stay loose. And Luke, of course, will make sure that he's okay. Nice job, Brian. Brian Shulman. He's fortunate to have 3 outstanding trainers.
So the count is 0-2 to Posey.
A lot of nicks and dings between those 3 men right there at home plate.
You got it. Whew. As Emilio Pagan quickly getting loose in the 7th inning.
To pitch just a little bit outside, and the count 1-2. Posey a fly ball to center, a ground out to second. He's 2 for 11 in the series. There really isn't a Giants hitter that's done a whole lot in this series. It's just a struggling offense.
What we talked about, and of course Sean Manaea, Brett Anderson and Manaea pitched in San Francisco the Saturday-Sunday games. Brett Anderson will pitch tomorrow night. But Manaea, lefty, and just off the plate inside. The numbers for the Giants, and it does change their lineup considerably when a lefty starts against them or actually pitches against them.
They're in 240 as a team against lefties, which I think is right around the middle of the pack, maybe 17th, 18th in baseball. So not necessarily a strength of theirs.
I think they miss Longoria.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to that. And Longoria, I mean, I don't think he's the hitter he was 5 years ago, but still a decent hitter.
Threat.
Yeah.
And a new league for him also. That's it's got to be huge.
3-2.
You think of Evan Longoria, his entire career, signs with the Rays, never played a home game outdoors. You know, and then all of a sudden comes to San Francisco, playing outdoors. I mean, the elements alone.
Yeah.
It's different, you know, from St. Petersburg, Florida to San Francisco and indoor, outdoor.
Another 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's grounded in the hole. Simeon's got it. He throws on the run. Nice play, Marcus Simeon.
Well, Posey doesn't run that fast. However, Marcus Simeon did not feel that he could catch the ball, plant, throw, hop, and throw. So utilizing the strong arm, accurate throw, a little bit extra on it. And the old statue at first base, Matt Olson, just says, thank you very much. Nice, easy throw. Take it chest high. That's amazing. He's able, with the two guys on the left side, basically just stand there. Did have to stretch earlier with Marcus Simeon. Made a nice play.
So here's Hundley with one out. Rolled foul toward the A's dugout. Hundley singled and scored in the 5th.
I like that. Two guys that hit the fastball pretty well. Two veteran guys. Two backstops back-to-back in the lineup. Soft early first pitch for Minaya. Instead of going right to that heater.
And he jumps ahead of Hundley 0-2. Hundley got the first hit of the game. It was a first hit for the Giants, a one-out single. Eight home runs, 24 RBIs. That's a shot into left field, a base hit on an 0-2 count, and right after contact was made, Sean Manaea put his head down. That's probably frustrating for a pitcher. You get ahead 0-2.
Yeah. Now, Monday, July the 30th, that's against the Blue Jays 1 week from tomorrow night. It's another Rapid Deal Day. Grab a $15 lower level ticket presented by Bartable. Grab a lower level seat for $15 by going to athletics.com/rapid. Offer subject to availability. It can change at any time. Be sure to sign up for Athletics Alerts to know about the next offer. Visit athletics.com/rapid today. A lot of things are Bartable, including taking Bart. As we hope, starting a week from tomorrow night, these great crowds, 3 sellouts over the weekend, and will continue when the A's return from Arlington, Texas, and Denver, Colorado this week for 7 games. Back here a week from tomorrow night. Take it on the Blue Jays.
So runner at first, 1 out. Crawford hits. Crawford a ground out and a fly ball to center field today. He's 1 for 10 in the series. Pagan is loosening up out in the A's bullpen. Swing and a miss. White Sox scored a couple of runs in the top of the 6th inning, so the Mariners 5, the White Sox 2, as that game is now headed to the 7th inning. Angels leading the Astros 5-1, top of the 6th in Anaheim. Crawford left center, but playable, and Fowler's got it.
And look at Sean Manaea and his 20 starts prior to the day. I've got to be 9 times he's gone 7 innings or more. And you add another one, well, he's not going to make it because Bob Melvin is coming out, but quite an appearance and start for Sean Manaea. Just under 100 pitches as Emilio Pagan will try to get the foul out of the inning.
So 6 2/3, a good performance by Sean Manaea.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So Sean Manaea 6 2/3 innings today, and it'll be up to Emilio Pagan to get out of the 7th. The runner at first, 2 outs. Austin Slater is the hitter. Slater with an RBI double in the 5th inning. First pitch is just a touch low. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Okay, we were talking earlier about the whip, walks and hits. Well, no walks for Sean Manaea, 4 hits. It's going to add to his already outstanding sub-1
whip.
Whip it good.
That's what happens when a problem comes along.
You know what you must do?
You must whip it, and that's what he's done all season long, folks.
He whipped it good.
Looking for his 10th win of the year. He'll need some help from the bullpen. Buchter just now getting up, starting to throw.
I think the phone just rang, and Jeremy Dowdle quickly went to the phone, or Marcus Jensen did.
Slater swings through the fastball.
Maybe Jeremy and Phil aren't allowed to answer the phone. Phone rings, Marcus. I'll take it.
Oh, those 2 crazy kids down there.
Yeah. I tell you, saving a lot of legs, and just enough that somebody else needs to get up.
Everyday Lou Trevino.
Everyday Lou. You know, Lou could probably be in that category. We talked about guys who never say no. I don't think Lou would ever say no. You know, it's just one of those things that never say no to Trevino.
Yeah, and my old teammate, never say no, Breslow.
Breslow, that's right.
3-1 the count. Gorkis Hernandez is the on-deck hitter. Slater's double in the 5th inning was toward right center. And that one to the screen. So now it's a full count. That'll get Hundley, the runner at first, moving. Olsen plays behind Hundley. Outfield shifted toward right center. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. It's a little flare right center, and it's going to fall. And it kicks forward a little bit. Hundley will go to third and stop there. Piscotty kind of went into a slide, and he wanted to make sure it didn't go past him, but Fowler was backing up the play, and it's a blue pit.
Well, it's a good thing they've got the backstop on the base paths here.
Yeah.
Because Hundley off with the pitch, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's moving, and you can see Piscotty here thinking about laying out. Knew he probably didn't have a shot, even if he went full extendo forward. But again, Hundley, not necessarily a burner. He's going to have to stop at third, and that keeps the A's in business here with 2 outs.
And also brings up Pablo Sandoval. You knew the bullet that
And you know what?
Said, yeah.
Going to Trevino.
Yeah, and that's just what I was thinking, because that's why Trevino got up. And, you know, the surprising thing with Buchter to keep him from the right side. But
so Trevino's coming in.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Humboldt Redwood. Naturally strong, naturally beautiful decking, fencing, and timbers. Visit getredwood.com to learn more.
So 4-1 A's lead, top of the 7th. A little something going for the Giants. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. So this should be an entertaining matchup. Lou Trevino comes in to face the pinch hitter Pablo Sandoval. Trevino yesterday 24 pitches, and he's back out there. First pitch to Sandoval is lined to right, and that's a base hit. Hundley's going to score. It's going to go all the way to the wall, and they're going to wave home Slater, and Slater's going to score. So on the first pitch Trevino throws, Sandoval lines it toward right, and it's a 2-run double.
well, it's a first pitch fastball, no movement, and I'm sure Bob Melvin did not want to think about a home run. That's why he brought Trevino in, but maybe because the work last night, the first pitch, a 4-seam fastball, at least it seemed like it was a 4-seam because it did not move. So the Giants with the 2-run double, the pinch double by Sandoval, who's out of the game, for a pinch runner, and Duggar the pinch hitter for Tomlinson. So all of a sudden, the lefty who has been giving the Giants trouble out of the game, the righty comes in, or righties come in. Duggar's at second, and it's going to be Hansen pinch hitting.
So Duggar pinch running for Sandoval. And now he's the tying run. So Hansen hits for Tomlinson. And the first pitch is a fastball that's high. Trevino last night came in the 7th inning. And then pitched the 8th inning as well. Hansen shoots one down the left field line, but foul.
And maybe there's some thought of that happening again today. If Trinan, how many pitches last night? 39 or so?
40.
40. Okay.
So 1-1 the count to Alan Hansen, a switch hitter. And that one way inside. Trevino did not face Hansen. There's Familia. He's ready to roll. Gary Familia. Hansen, a little flare. Could be trouble, and it is, and this ball game's tied. So Hansen got jammed. Just kind of looped it into left center field. 4 hits in the inning.
Last 3 with 2 outs. Well, the old saying, it's not how hard, it's where you end up hitting the ball. And well, we've seen a few flares today. Maybe the warm weather just enough for them to carry beyond the infielders. But no man's land again. 2 outs. Runner on the move. Scores easily. Now you have to worry about this guy trying to steal.
And the top of the order, Darno, steps up. So just like that, a whole new ball game. Hansen has 4 steals. He has been caught one time.
Chaminade will not get his 10th win.
Hansen with a decent lead, not running. And foul right back to the screen.
Now we talk about Lou Trevino and the sinker that he throws pretty consistently and hard like Trinan, but you have to wonder. They always talk about sometimes when a sinker ball pitcher tires a little bit, the ball sinks more. In case of Trevino, seems like it's straightened out.
Maybe, yeah.
Just not does not have the sink that we have seen from him.
Hansen inches off a little further. And there he goes. Pitch is way outside. Double clutch by Lucroy. He can't get a throw off, and it's a stolen base.
Like Fegley last night, the transfer not successful, and Lucroy very quick from behind the plate. And for Hansen, there's no reason to look back. There's the transfer. He just could not take it out of his glove into his hand, and the go-ahead runs at second.
1-1 the count to Darno, who is 1 for 3. That one was up a little bit. But Trevino gets the foul ball and jumps ahead in the count 1-2. So just 3 hits through the first 6 innings for the Giants, but 4 hits here in the 7th. Darno steps out. Now he steps back in. Barreto, the second baseman, trying to keep Hansen close. Outfield straight away. The 1-2 pitch, a big breaking ball, and it's outside. Trickles away just a little ways from Lucroy.
Well, that's more important than you know behind the dish right now, especially with that man Hansen at second base. This ball kicks a little farther. Hansen standing on third, given the opportunity again for a strike 3 pass ball or maybe a wild pitch to occur in the AB, and they might very well have a chance to score. So a heck of a job by Lucroy to keep the runner at second base.
Two pitch. Strike 3 call right on the outside corner. So Darno strikes out for the 3rd time, but the Giants get 3. 7th inning stretch time. We got a new ball game.
I'd like you to meet our
To Arlington, Texas. Nice and hot there. Season series so far between the A's and the Rangers. The Rangers have a 5-4 lead in the season series. They've outscored the A's and they've out-homered the Athletics. So the Rangers, who are not having a very good season, but they've been a little bit tough on the Athletics, and it'll be a 4-game series. Anderson and Hamels tomorrow night, and then Montas and Minor Tuesday. Jackson, Martin Perez Wednesday, Trevor Cahill, Bartolo Colon on Thursday. We'll have all 4 games for you right here in NBC Sports California. So the A's and the Rangers coming up from Arlington. Johnny Cueto back out there. He's got new life as he'll face Fowler, Barreto, and Martini, and the first pitch is low. The Rangers beat the Indians today 5-0. So Duggar is now in center. Hansen is now at second. That one driven toward Duggar, but he's right there. So 1 away. So the Rangers beat the Indians 5-0. Rangers, after a pretty good month of June, they went 14-11 in the month of June, but they have not played well in July. Look at the win today. They're 4-12 in July. 42-58 overall, so that is what awaits the Athletics. That win, some very, very hot weather, triple digits. Barreto, mighty swing and pops it up. Belt fighting that sun, and he's got it.
Well, the way this game started, you would not think that it would be Johnny Cueto with 2 outs in the 7th inning and still pitching.
Yeah, and Manaea
out of the game, but it's a different look in Johnny Cueto, especially now that the game is tied. See the pitch counts for him per inning, but this guy's got some life in his step. Like he pitched last night is loosening. A hard throwing right-hander.
Here's Nick Martini. Well, the Giants, they needed a long outing from Cueto.
So
they got 6 2/3 innings out of their bullpen last night. And the bullpen, of course, gave up the winning run in the 11th inning. That was the only run that bullpen gave up in the 6 2/3 innings. Petit starting to throw, but Watson has pitched in both games. Maranta has pitched in both games.
Got 3 pitches to Fowler and Barreto, and now 3 pitches, 3-0 to Martini. Base hit batter. Good at bat, lined out to center.
So 3-1 to Martini, trying to get aboard. And now it's 3-2. The most pitches Cueto has thrown in a game this year is 98. He's at 88 right now. And a little bit high, he walked it.
It's a big pitch here from Cueto, looking to bring that fastball back from the inside part of the plate and freeze Martini, and that just doesn't happen. Martini puts the peepers on him, lets it go, and we got action with 2 outs.
Cueto was asking Jerry Davis, was it high? And evidently that's the pitch that was called, at least the location on it.
We've seen the high strike called a little bit today, but that one was just a little bit above the strike zone. 4th at bat for Marcus Semien. Semien 0 for 1 today. He's 1 for 7 in the series. He has walked 4 times in this 3-game set. Scotty waits in the on-deck circle, and that one is lined to right, but foul. Right into the Giants bullpen. Well, since it went into the Giants bullpen, I guess they gave it to the right fan. 1-2. Pitch number 93 coming up for Cueto. He's got 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. And that one runs in off the plate. Cueto with quite a bit of time on the disabled list with elbow inflammation. And he got him. Changeup at 80 miles an hour. So that's his 3rd strikeout. Little fist bump from Johnny Cueto, and we are headed to the 8th, all tied at 4.
$2.99. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Special offer today is a tie game in the top of the 8th inning after the A's had a 4-1 lead.
On the ground, Petit's got to get over there. The throw is right there, and really well executed play. Not as easy as maybe it looked. Barreto to Petit, so Belt is out. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake expert. So Yusmeiro Petit now has pitched in all 3 games in this series. He was the winning pitcher last night. He threw 16 pitches on Friday night, 18 pitches last night, and got his 5th win.
The true definition of a workhorse. And he can handle it. And you know, you're right about that play by Barreto. He had to throw to the bag to a moving target. And once the ball got past Olsen, he just gave up and he said, okay, it's not me.
Yep, he did.
And
get out of the way.
He got out of the way, and Barreto made a perfect strike throw to Petit, who covered the bag, at the same time caught it, ran through the bag, and got the out.
And a lot of things that folks forget about is the defensive positioning, the physical spot on the field that Barreto is, and the angle of the throw is completely different. There's a lot of things that are different, although it's only a few feet of an adjustment from second base on the dirt out to that shift position. And again, for Barreto, he plays infield in the big leagues. He's not a starting quarterback. So for him to hit a target on the run, moving, throws a dime, heck of a play.
0-2 the count to Andrew McCutchen. He was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. In the series, 1 for 9. There's the last 100 balls put in play for McCutchen.
That's the reason.
Yeah, you can definitely see why there's a shift. Just missed. McCutchen has hit just 1 home run in his last 30 games. Just giving the information.
I'm kidding. And you know, as we talked about and have talked about in the previous 5 games, and how he waits and waits, and you know, it's helps him on base and getting on base with walks, but to hit home runs, sometimes you have to load up, guess a little bit, and he evidently is not doing it.
Well, he's got 49 walks, which is a high number, and his on-base percentage is .352. But I don't think the run production is where the Giants would like to see.
Exactly.
3-2 pitch, left field, and gone. So McCutchen homers, and the Giants take a 5-4 lead here in the 8th.
Well, he got a hit 0-2. And ended up going to 3-2. And just talking about the lack of home runs. And there's the pitch to do exactly what he did. Right down central. I mean, you don't have to load up early on that. He did a little bit extra. He knew he got it, and the ball traveled out very quickly.
And just 6 miles an hour.
And just like that, with a 4-1 lead, now trailing 5-4.
So here's Posey. So 4th home run in the series by the Giants. Posey takes a good breaking ball, and now it's a 1-1 count. Mark Melanson is warming up in the bullpen. So it'll be interesting to see what Bruce Bochy does in the final 2 innings with his bullpen after heavy use last night.
Well, he didn't use Melanson.
No, he did not. You're right. Will Smith has been their closer.
Yeah.
Will Smith was the losing pitcher last night. One and 2 the count. Posey is 0 for 3 today. 2 for 12 in the series. that big curve drops outside. Petit, couple good years with the Giants, so Posey knows what he throws. Melanson. And another take on a breaking ball just off the plate. Pitch way off the plate and he walked it.
Well, he didn't want the same 3-2 at 86, so he humped up a little bit more at 91 on that fastball. McCavier talked about the Giants overworked bullpen. You know, maybe the Athletics as well, as far as
possible. Yeah.
You know, using the number of games that Petit has worked, and yes, the workhorse, but you know, if you have to hump up to throw 5 miles harder on a 3-2 than you did the previous pitch, and overthrow it for the walk.
Well, you do have to be a little bit careful, Ray, as Familia gets up with the 2 ballparks you're going into.
That's right.
So Jerry Familia gets up. He's lightly throwing. As Petit faces Hunley. And that misses low.
And for a closer to be getting up in the 8th inning, trading by 1 run, he's got to be thinking, wait a minute. Well, different story here, but he knew that coming in.
Sporting the number 32. Hunley takes in for a strike.
When you had to know and had to expect that there was going to be some sort of shuffling of roles towards the back end of the game. Talking about Trevino, the impact he's had, defining the 8th inning, becoming that bridge to Trinan. Petit a part of that as well. Buchter a part of that as well.
That one's hit high and deep, left center field. Martini is there, and he makes the catch. So a long out for the second out here in the top of the 8th.
Fortunately got under that one, because that was scary.
Number 35, Brandon Crawford.
One run deficit's manageable, man. You cannot afford to put up a crooked number, or at least have a crooked number put up against it.
Top of the 8th now in Seattle. Mariners 5, White Sox 2. Top of the 7th in Anaheim. Angels 6, Astros 1. Crawford is 0 for 3. Swings and misses. Crawford a ground out and a pair of fly balls to center field. 1 for 11 in the series. Broken bat, a little flare down toward the bullpen. One hops into the seat. So Petit ahead of Crawford 0-2. Bottom of the 8th, the A's will have Piscotty, Davis, and Olsen. So the power guys will be up against Mark Melanson. Close pitch. Petit wanted it, didn't get it.
Just off the plate, evidently. And very exposed, with Jerry Davis has already taken one off the right forearm.
Up and away.
Amazing watching Jerry Davis. He sets up behind Jonathan Lucroy as Luke's given the sign, but as soon as the sign is given, Luke moves. Jerry Davis doesn't. I would move. You know,
More protection.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry Davis is set in his position, and if Luke moves outside, watch Davis. Does not move.
Crawford spoiled a pretty good pitch by Yusmeiro Petit.
You know, Foss, I'll say this, though. That's a tip of the cap because he's keeping himself in the best possible position to make the best possible call every pitch.
Exactly.
Pitch in, pitch out. So instead of worrying about himself, he's worried about the game.
Yeah.
And you've got to appreciate that as a baseball fan.
100%. Especially after taking one off the right arm. It's wrapped up.
Yep.
And he's staying in the same position. That's the pro.
2-2 pitch, and Crawford waves at a pitch that was well out of the strike zone, and he strikes out. But McCutcheon's home run gives the Giants the lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 5-8-1 for the Giants, 4-6-0 for the Athletics. Athletics were feeling pretty good. They had a 4-1 lead after 6 innings, and really the Giants offense wasn't doing much of anything. But 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and now the A's are trailing, but just by 1 run. So this is where the A's excel, both offensively and pitching-wise, in the late innings. So we'll see if they can come back. They'll face the veteran right-hander Mark Melanson, who pitched on Friday night. He pitched the 8th inning as well on Friday night. Got himself into a little jam and then got out of it as he faces Stephen Piscotty. First pitch curve is a good one right on the outside corner.
He's done a decent job for the Giants, holding the opponent scoreless in 13 of his 17 outings this season.
Got a cut fastball, and there you saw it right there at 92 miles an hour.
Speaking of that cut fastball, he missed 56 games this year with that flexor strain of the right elbow. Cut fastball, more than likely responsible for some of the irritation there.
That's just 1 save this year. He's not really the closer anymore. Piscotty did not go.
Will sound like a foul tip. Evidently not. Maybe clipped off the catcher's mitt of Buster Nick Cumley. Yeah, it's good that Jerry Davis umpires defer, because that should be something that goes around the league that Piscotty a lot of times does not swing through pitches.
Swung through that one, and now it's 3-2.
Well, I don't mind a tie ball game, and I don't think Stephen Piscotty does either, and that's what he's trying to give us here. Heater up, Let it fly.
I'm with you. 3-1.
That's right. That's what you should do.
Curve got him looking. That's just not the pitch you're going to look for on 3-2. Sometimes you got to give the pitcher some credit.
Well, he threw it. He had to throw it for a strike, and he did. Because more times than not, you throw a curveball 3-2, you got to fool the hitter. You hope you don't fool the umpire too. He did not fool Jerry Davis. He fooled Piscotty. Throw it for a strike, and that's what you have to do if you throw the 3-2 pitch. That's the confidence he has to throw the curveball.
So here is Chris Davis. He homered in the first, a 2-run shot off Cueto. It was his 22nd home run, and now Chris Davis with 66 RBIs. Davis fouls that one. Melanson in his career has 180 saves.
Well, this is the good news for the A's right out of the chute. 2 out. 2-run home run by Chris Davis. Johnny Cueto knew it. That was then. And this is now is maybe trying to do it again. Look at how many times we talk about the try to get to the starter because you don't want to get to the bullpen. Well, the A's had a pitch for 6 2/3. You figure you turn it over to a lights-out bullpen. It's not happening today. It's been just the opposite.
Well, it's such a shock when it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
A's bullpen has been terrific. 1-2 pitch. Tried that cutter again. Looked like at 92. Very over-the-top delivery by Melanson. Pitch is hit to right field, and that baby is gone. Tied at 5.
He's back, and when he gets hot, good things can happen in bunches.
Number 28,
So 4th home run in the ball game for the Athletics.
Chris Davis done it twice this year. Now make it 3 times. June the 7th, June the 13th. Home run, 2 home run ball games. And for Chris Davis, this is the Chris Davis we have seen probably in his first 2 years. 7 to right field, 7 to center. But the right field shots, you leave the ball up. The captain talked about the cutter from Melanson. He left it up, and it was gone to right field.
Well, you nailed it, boss. 93-mile-an-hour cut piece that just ended up spinning.
Yep.
And KD, who's hungry? I got Oppo tacos for everybody.
But Chris Davis, watch how he'll open up with the pitches that are up. He does this as well as anybody I've ever seen. To take a pitch outside and with power to the opposite field, to the point that McCutchen, who gave the Giants a lead, did not move except to admire how far it was going.
So now it's 2-2. On deck is Chapman. So a 2-homer game for Davis, a 2-homer game for Olsen. You know, every pitch from Melanson, the cutter he's throwing, they're all up.
Exactly, which is not good.
No, it's not.
You want it to be on top and down.
And it's almost like he's not finishing it.
Exactly. He's getting under the pitches just enough to elevate them and getting on, instead of getting on top, and he's staying with it.
And there it is again. See, that's the cutter at 92. And he's been up with it every single time. So So now the A's have the go-ahead runner at first. One away for Chapman.
Well, and isn't it appropriate, as I guess you could say, the Familia, who is sluicing in the bullpen, he got up before Katie hit the home run and looked as if he was going to be coming into the game to try to keep it at 1 deficit. Now it looks like he's going to come in to at least try to keep it at tied going to the bottom of the 9th inning, or maybe even better, to protect the lead. Thanks to Chris Davis, who made it a tie game. So for a club, Kuip did not hit a home run since last Sunday, at 4 today. Piscotty hit the solo last Sunday.
So still only 1 out here in the 8th. Chapman takes outside
again.
Chapman grounds it to Belt. Belt fires the second for 1, back to first. Got him.
He looked like he was past the bag. Wow. They're going to hold off, and Bob Melvin way emphatically out on the warning track. He jumped out of the dugout quickly. Melanson covering. It looks like he's out. If he's got the ball in his glove, he's out, and they're going to say no. It just looked like the speed of Chapman, but great play by Melanson to get there and to be able to take the throw.
So that's the double play that ends the inning, but we got a tie game again as Chris Davis, his second home run of the ball game, ties it up here in the bottom of the 8th. Teams in a 5-5 game. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. So we get our first look at Jerry's Familia, and this is his first appearance with the Athletics, and it comes in a tie game against the San Francisco Giants. How about that?
Well, it's really appropriate for him because as a closer, you come in the 9th inning when you're at home to try to send it into the bottom of the 9th and tie. So really, he's very familiar territory for him.
From the Dominican Republic, Familia, 28 years old, 6'3", 245 pounds. The numbers from his time with the New York Mets. There's a ball loose out in right field. There's 2 balls loose out in right field. Familia's best season was Save-wise, 2016, he had 51 saves. And that one runs inside at 96 miles an hour.
Kind of a short arm delivery, but throws hard with the delivery.
I was just going to mention, for the folks who aren't familiar, a short stroker, meaning that short arm swing.
A lot of movement at 97.
But he's featuring exactly 97, 98, heavy sink and run. He's got a splitty as well. Doesn't use that quite as often, though, as that slider.
Facing Austin Slater. Slater swings and misses, and now the count 2-2.
Let's see. Down and then right back up. Behind the ear. Does a decent job of hiding it.
And that is fair. Down the right field line. Slater is going to round first and hold there. Piscotty did a good job of getting to it quickly. So a leadoff single here in the top of the ninth.
Tell you, from Slater's point, this part almost like a self-defense. Pitch in on him, just inside out swing, kind of a late swing. And fortunately, Piscotty was playing him close to the line enough that he could get the ball, holding Slater to just a single. Olsen was not going to get to it. Pence hit one off his glove last night, but that was going to be past him. Fortunately, at least, he's just at first.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Duggar is the hitter. Chapman right on the grass. Will he bunt? Sometimes the pitcher will step off just to see if the hitter gives away what he's going to do. Duggar did not. Hansen is the on-deck hitter. Even the two games in this series where the margin of victory didn't look that close. They were still close games till the later innings. Slater has a good lead. Duggar takes a strike. He was not bunting.
There's a little surprise. I agree with you, I mean, because it's not like he's hitting eighth with the pitcher in the on-deck circle. In fact, he's got a pretty good hit in the on-deck circle.
Chapman stays about even with the bag. Olsen holding Slater at first. Outfield shifted well around toward left. That time the bunt was on, and the pitch is a little bit outside. So 1-1 the count. Duggar is very fast, so the A's will have to execute defensively.
Well, if I'm Duggar, depending on whether or not I've been given the green light to go ahead and try to bunt for a hit in an effort to try to move him over, I might think about dragging this and pulling it with me. Know that I'm picking on a Gold Glover in the future over in Matt Chapman at third. And you've got the double play depth with the infield. You've got Matt Olson covering the corner over at first. And with the speed of Duggar, if he can get it past Familia, he'd be in business. So it'd be interesting to see how he approaches this potential sack situation.
And Chapman just creeping in. Small steps. And a swing and a miss. 1-2.
And that just took away the bump possibility, you would think.
Yeah, I'm with you, Foss. I don't know that at 96, 97 with sink and movement, I want to have my guy turn around and square, and we know he's got bat to ball skills.
Familia ahead in the count, 1-2. And that one fouled off Lucroy, the catcher.
You know, one of the things that seems to be pretty common with closers is this ball off Jonathan Lucroy, and see how he turned. That's what he does with a potential stolen base threat. He'll turn a little bit inside so he comes out quickly. But Familia with a high leg kick, and that sometimes noticeable. I'm sure the Giants are already well aware of his move. But typically closers don't have good moves to first base or quickness to the plate, because they feel like they're not going to put guys on base anyway.
Later not running, swing and a miss, struck him out. And Duggar faced the ball inside.
There he is, goes to the slider, down and in. He was able to work it in, off, continue to chase Duggar inside.
Now batting, number 19.
And this is what we can come to expect from Familia, in my opinion, is a buckle down type of approach, a bear down AB right here in his debut in Oakland.
So one away, and here's Hansen. Yeah, keeping an eye on Slater. Slater has 3 steals this year. He has not been thrown out. He's playing in just his 21st game. I think the thing that jumps out, he has a big lead.
Yeah, and I'm surprised with the high leg kick from Familia that he has not run yet.
Not going. And it's grounded right to Simeon. Out at second, and it's dug out by Olsen, and it's a double play. So nice play by Matt Olsen. And the A's are out of the inning. So we're headed to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 5.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by California's Great America. It's amazing at California's Great America. With roller coasters and water slides, all for one price.
So the A's will try to walk it off for the second game in a row. Bottom of the ninth, it's a 5-5 tie. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake expert. So Ray Black comes in for his 6th appearance. Black pitched last night. Inning in the third, 19 pitches, a walk and a strikeout, no runs. 95, and it's a swing and a miss by Lucroy.
Cap, I thought it was appropriate. Last night we had the man in the booth who coined the phrase the walk-off, Dennis Eckersley. Different form of the reasoning, but the A's walked it off last night. With Dennis Eckersley in the house, but not his way of walking off. A's would love to do it again today.
Attendance today, 44,374. That is a sellout. So indeed, 3 consecutive sellouts this weekend. Swing and a miss.
Look at 6 games, 3 in San Francisco, 3 in here. 272,109 people.
Not too shabby.
For 6 games in the Bay Area. Yes, baseball is alive in the Bay Area.
One and 2. Not close.
Oh, wow. Well, Jonathan Lucroy, 3 consecutive singles, and this one against Will Smith. He jumped, but it was too high. It was over second baseman to right center, and Jonathan Lucroy, who had come in late with Josh Fegley, and gets his first at bat, and it was a big one, a walk-off. Dallas Braden very smartly seeing those 2 guys with the containers, and hopefully got out of the way.
2-2 pitch. Just missed, and now it's a full count.
Tell you, the previous pitch, that was a check swing, went to the backstop. Hundley started after it to peel to first, and it was said by Addington no swing. Otherwise, Lucroy on the strike 3 could have been at first.
The 3-2 pitch is pop foul back. Fowler to follow, and then Barreto. Missed outside.
It's ball 4.
Really? I thought it was. Looks like ball 4 to me.
Jonathan, come on, Luke. Come on, Luke. It's ball 4. It's ball 4. Thank you. Hey, this is not the smart ball play. Smart play today is brought to you by the California Ford dealers. It's the other part of the battery. Sean Manaea, who was outstanding 6 2/3 innings. And Manaea, perfecto for the first 13 batters. He had the pitches working in, away. He had a lot of things working for him. And Sean Manaea came out in the 7th inning with 2 outs to a great ovation. Unfortunately, he gets a no decision today. He will stay at 9 wins. But Jonathan Lucroy and Josh Fegley will pinch run for Lucroy.
So there is Fegley, and here's Fowler. Fowler not bunting, and it's down and in.
Now batting, number 11, Justin Fowler.
Fowler is 0 for 3 as he takes a long look down to Matt Williams to see just exactly what Bob Melvin wants him to do. Lowry up out of the dugout, and Lowry's going to come out, and he's going to pinch hit for Barreto.
That's nice. Barreto gives him a little high five going back into the dugout. Melvin the same way, the whole dugout. That's impressive. That's called being a team player right there. You know, sure, you want to hit, but a manager decides to make a change, and you go back in the dugout, take off your helmet, and cheer for the guy that's going to be pinch hitting for you.
There's a strike right on the inside corner. So the A's trying to take advantage of a leadoff walk. They received 9 walks in last night's game. A couple of them scored. Fowler hits it to Belt. Belt fires to second for 1, on to first. Not in time. So Fowler hustling down the line beat it out.
I think Bruce Bochy immediately went into the dugout to at least look at it. That Fowler from the left side a little bit different as he's running down the line. Chapman also runs fast and this time did not get the double play.
Well, Belt fielded this ball sort of in the palm of his glove and had a little bit of a tough time getting it out just enough for the hustling Fowler to beat it down.
So Fowler now at first, and here is the pinch hitter Lowry.
Well, the nice thing, of course, the Fowler speed at first base. The Jed could find a gap in the outfield. It could be another walk-off.
Lowry takes the strike. Fowler not going anywhere, and the pitch is just a little bit low. Mariners won that game today 8-2 over the White Sox. So the Mariners take 2 out of 3 from Chicago. And Marco Gonzalez got his 11th win of the year. Lowry takes outside. Angels are pounding the Astros. It's 13-3 Angels, bottom of the 7th inning. On deck is Nick Martini. Fly ball, shallow left center field. Duggar, he grabs it, so 2 away.
Yep, I think what we're also seeing about Familia, he can pitch more than 1 inning. Because there's nobody warming up in the bullpen. If it happens to go to 10.
Now batting, left fielder, number 38, Nick Martini.
Well, there's nobody down there, so we are going to see him if this game goes to the 10th. We hope it doesn't. So Martini steps in. He's been on base 3 times, a single, hit batter, and a walk. He scored way back in the very first inning. Fowler runs, pretty good jump, and there's not going to be a throw as Hundley lost control and then he couldn't find it. So now the winning run is at second base. He got a pretty good jump against Ray Black.
Well, that is speed that he has, and still say with the man of steel in the house. And Dustin Fowler still at second. Look at the head down and just does not have to slide, although he slides feet first as he always does. Man of steel in left field. On the wall, Ricky Henderson Field, and see if the stolen base can help the A's win this game.
Base hit could win it. And the pitch is lifted high and foul. So 1-1 the count. All the A's runs today have come with the home run. Now, just a base hit could win it. 1-1 pitch, popped up, foul territory, and nobody's going to get it. So,
the mound got it.
Nick Martini is going to get another shot.
Darno had to experience something that Crawford did not last night of the great play. Watch as he goes. Watch this right there. Just incline of the mound and just enough. He looked back too because he knows it's there. But once he hit it, changes everything. And it's just something. It looks back. Yeah, it's there.
So a break for the Athletics. It was going to be a tough play for anybody to catch. 1-2. Here it is. Breaking ball high from Black.
You know, there's nothing you can do as an infielder running for a ball. You know it's there, and you're trying to avoid it, but it's just part of the game. So see if Martini can take advantage of the extra swing.
2-2 pitch. Right center, but Duggar's going to get over there, and he's got it. So Ray Black gets out of it, and we got extra innings again. It's a 5-5 game. Brought to you by AT&T. AT&T, the official sponsor for Extra Innings. Well, that swing of the bat right there is why we are in extra innings. That was in the top of the 8th inning with 1 out. Chris Davis, his second home run of the game. And that made it 5-5. It's the 10th inning. Jeurys Familia is back out there. He threw 11 pitches in the 9th inning. And that one is lined toward left. Martini makes the catch. So a shot, but right at Martini. 1 out.
Number 9, Brandon Belt.
So here's Belt, who has had a quiet day. He's 0 for 4. 1 for 8 in the series. That one hit, a home run. Couple changes defensively. Lowry stays in the game at second. Fegley stays in the game behind the plate. Shift on for Belt. And that's a high strike. 1-1.
You mentioned the 4 home runs hit by the A's. Of course, McCutchen 1 for the Giants, 5 total. But on a day like today, where you're looking for something to help you take a lead, home run is the way to do it, because this is a beautiful day where the ball is going to travel much better than maybe the previous 2 nights, although earlier starts Friday and Saturday.
Way inside the Belt. In fact, it goes to the backstop.
By the way, Lucroy talked about facing Familia as in the National League when he's with the Brewers, but catching him for the first time. And how about Josh Fegley? He's hit 3 pitches in this at bat. 2 of them have gone to the backstop. It's a little bit different because catchers don't warm up pitchers in the bullpen. It's in this case 2 that the A's have down there.
And Belt swung on a ball, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's a hard slider. He's looking fastball, trying to hit one out, and committed too far.
So 2-2 the count. Little pop-up. No problem for Chapman. He's got it. So Belt is 0 for 5.
A rare blue hit that didn't fall. There's been a few of them fall today.
So 2 outs. Here's McCutcheon.
22, Andrew McCutcheon.
Ty Block on the left. Will Smith on the right. Block is the long reliever. So here's McCutcheon, 1 for 4 with the home run. Good pitch there, right in the outside corner.
Well, it had been 30 games ago until his last long ball. And right on cue, Andrew McCutcheon coming through for the San Francisco Giants. Not what you wanted to see, but the fans here have been treated to some outstanding bonus baseball.
1-1 the count. That home run was number 10 for McCutcheon on the year. In the bottom of the 10th, Simeon, Piscotty, and Davis. That one not close at 98 miles an hour. He's right back at it tomorrow night in Arlington. Brett Anderson and Cole Hamels. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good. He's got a good fastball live, and how about a breaking pitch? And a hitter's count goes 87 to the black. That is a great pitch. I don't think if he goes 3-2, he's going to get an 86 on a fastball.
Two pitch is popped up. Olsen, foul territory. He's got it. Nice inning by Familia. 3 up, 3 down. Against the top of the order. Simeon to lead it off.
Win streak in baseball history. 20 straight wins propel the A's to the playoffs. Join us as we celebrate the return of the streak team on Saturday, August the 18th. That's against the Astros at 105. First 15,000 fans will receive a streak team t-shirt. It's presented by Cash Creek Casino Resort. Grab your 50th anniversary memory. The tickets. For tickets, head to athletics.com. Wow. Lots of cars. Is that a shot from Mount Davis?
Nobody up there today.
I know.
Ty Block comes in. He's the 4th pitcher in the ball game. 6-5 ERA, 4.5. kind of a soft tosser. He was in the rotation to start the season due to all the injuries, but now a long man for Bruce Bochy. 1-0. That's about what you'll get. 90. Dallas, he is kind of a dart thrower, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and a little herky-jerky at times. He does a good job of creating some angle on the fastball, working downhill. But you see, everything he throws is with the same arm speed, out of the same spot. More deception than horsepower.
And he's a get it and throw it guy. He does not mess around.
If you don't throw it hard, you want to get it and throw it.
That's right.
That's right.
That's something you learn as a guy who likes to utilize his defense behind you. You want to make sure they're on their toes, they're prepared. It ain't about you, even though you're on the mound.
2-2 pitches high. Well, the A's got a leadoff walk in the 9th. They just could not do anything with it.
When Marcus Semien has drawn 6 walks in his last 26 plate appearances against left-handed pitchers over the last month.
90 miles an hour comes right at him.
That's
Chris
4th
Davis.
highest across baseball. Sorry, Kyle.
That's all right. Chris Davis will hit 3rd in this inning. Another 3-2. Here it is. And a good take by Semien, and there's a leadoff walk again.
Yeah, Bruce Bochy not happy with that, because he always knows, as a former catcher himself, that a lot of times leadoff walks lead to runs. But, you know, thinking about walking or bunting, Scott is not going to, because if he does successfully, the guy in the on-deck circle is not going to have a chance for a 3-home run game. You would not think.
First pitch to Piscotty, takes a rip at it and fouls it a couple sections over to our right. Piscotty, a line out, a fielder's choice, a ground out, and a strikeout. So 0 for 4 today for Piscotty. He is 2 for 13 in the series. That one hit very high to center field. Duggar's back. Duggar's at the wall. He's got it. Semien tags up. He's going to try for second, and he's going to make it.
And now they'll intentionally walk Chris Davis. You'd have to think, and especially with a lefty behind him in Matt Olson. Well, the first was a hanging curveball from Johnny Cueto. A no decision for him, but a 2-run home run. He knew it was gone. And then against Melanson, probably the biggest of the day for the Athletics. This high cut fastball goes out very quickly to right field. And that would tie it.
So Davis with the free pass. 2 on 1 out for Matt Olson. Olson's got a 2-homer game. He has also grounded out and walked. So Olson now with 21 home runs and 49 RBIs. Base hit will win the game, hopefully, for the Athletics. Chris Davis had a 3-homer game. That's the last time an A's hitter has done that, back in 2016.
Hamels Tollison for Chris Davis, the walk-off grand slam for KD. About a walk-off single, being him perfect.
In the dirt, and now it's 2-0. Chapman, the on-deck hitter. That's a mighty cut, and he popped it up. Hundley coming back, but it's going to be well into the sets.
We're going to revisit the 2 long balls from Matty O. And heater up from Cueto. Not a good one. And Matt Olson delivers. And now a nice little wrinkle coming soft right into the back path of the big man. He's ready to be the hero.
I like that replay on the last home run. He must be a pretty good golfer. He kind of watching the shot going down the fairway. Staying inside the foul pole, fair pole.
2-1 pitch, missed inside, and it's now 3-1. Popped up. Shallow left, Slater, Duggar, and it's going to be Slater. So, looked like Matt Olson got a pitch to hit.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe just too aggressive on the 2-0 and the 3-1. Well, just like Brandon Belt really got under a pitch that tried to inside out a little bit. And it's straight up.
So now it'll be Matt Chapman's turn to try to win this ball game here in the bottom of the 10th. Chapman is 1 for 4. He doubled in the 4th inning. Simeon the winning run at second. First pitch is a ball. Another ball, and now it's 2-0.
The thing about Block in this inning, he is falling behind hitters. But he's been able to come back.
Drops that one in there for a strike. That's a changeup at 81 miles an hour. So pretty good 2-0 pitch.
Well, it's a great 2-0 pitch to get himself back into the count. Obviously, Matt Chapman looking one thing only, 2-0 dead red looking heater. It's a great job to keep him off balance.
Line toward the Giants dugout. It goes off that green padded area just past the dugout.
Huntley was getting ready to catch the ball. That's how late. That's how late it was swung at by Chapman. That's amazing.
Well,
it's almost like he's looking to change him again. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. And not with 2 strikes.
See if he gets one here. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Big chopper. Crawford charges, and he missed it. And the ball game's going to be over. Crawford missed it. Simeon scores, and the A's walk off again. What a weekend of baseball.
Wow. Don't hurt him.
So the final score in 10 innings, 6-5. The A's win it over the Giants on a crazy ending.
Okay, you said it best. 4 home runs for the Athletics, accounting for all the runs. And the softest of all wins it for them with a high chop, and the Gold Glove shortstop try to make a miraculous play. And if he holds back, it may be still the bases loaded and 2 outs. Instead, he tries to make the play. The high chopper with a tremendous speed by Matt Chapman coming down the line. But Crawford giving him a lot of credit because he tried to make a spectacular play. Chapman's given a base hit on it as the ball scooted into the outfield, and Crawford just kept running to the dugout.
Well, it's interesting watching that replay. It was not a short hop. He just missed it.
Just missed it. You're right. Exactly.
So it really was not any kind of difficult hop. The ball did not hit the ground right before it shot past his glove. So it goes as a base hit. But the A's will take it. And boy, what a weekend. They walk it off last night, walk it off again here today. But a lot of exciting baseball the last 2 weekends. Both teams grinding hard, but the A's end up winning this weekend, and they win the season series 4 games to 2.
That's a great point, because while you could say, yeah, it's exciting baseball for the Bay Area. When you have 2 teams really fighting for something in their respective divisions, then that basically is what you're hoping for, these kind of games.
All right, Dallas Braden is standing by, and he is with the manager, Bob Melvin. Dallas, take it away.
Guys, I'm here with the skipper, Bob Melvin. Pretty exciting walk-off W. We've had a few of those in the past couple days. A nice, tight series, Bo Mel. What's the energy like?
It's high on both sides. They had a nice comeback, too, to play as many spirited game in this series as we have. Man, I mean, it just shows you that, the passion for baseball in the Bay Area, and you got 2 pretty good teams right now, too.
Well, speaking of passion in the Bay Area, let me introduce you to a new friend of ours. Bo Mel, this is the bridge. The bridge, meet Boba. How's that feel?
It feels good. I mean, first year we get to bring this home, kind of like the Cal Stanford Axe, and so yeah, it's I know a lot went into this by a lot of people, and probably apropos that award is given for this series.
Yeah, well, thank you, Skip. I appreciate it. Now I'm with Dan McElhenney of Caltrans. Dan, on behalf of Caltrans, I'm sure you've got some words here for the skipper.
Well, Coach, congratulations on behalf of Caltrans and Metropolitan Transportation Commission and all those that have traveled over the Old Bay Bridge for 77 years. This is the first presentation of the Bridge Trophy. We're glad to be a part of it, and congratulations to the A's. A great series.
You mind if I pick this thing up and show it to our fans, or can I do that, or am I going to break it? Huh? Is it heavy?
Let me present it to you.
Ready? There you go. I got it. Thank you. Heavy sucker too.
We appreciate you. Skip, congratulations. Thanks for the help.
Appreciate it. Sure. All right.
We're going to bring on Matt Chapman now, the man of the hour. Just got to touch it with 2, put it in play, right, Chapstick? How you doing, big guy?
I'm doing great. Feels good to get that win.
Yeah, you know it does. We've had a couple tight, exciting ball games here against the Giants. Just tell the fans at home what this means to the ball club here to be able to take a series like this, especially with our new friend, the Bridge, here in tow.
It means a lot. We were able to pick each other up and battle back. The Giants are a great team, and it was back and forth all series. And to come away with, 2 wins here at the end, going into 7 games on the road and then 3 more at home, down a tough stretch. So.
That's for you, big boy. That's all for you.
That is.
Heading into the second half, you guys have been playing outstanding baseball. What do you guys have to continue to do to keep this surge going?
Just keep doing what we've been doing, and not let the fact that we're in the hunt or anything like that let us change what we've been doing. I feel like everything we've been doing has got us to this point, so just stay to what we've been doing and, picking each other up and not relying on one guy. It's a team effort.
Go dry off and clap hands, baby. Way to get it done, Shabby. Good stuff. Boys, back upstairs to you.
All right, thanks, Dallas. So the Bridge is in Oakland for the next year, so that's exciting. And again, great job on the building of the Bridge, and added something to certainly this series. But I think now, Ray, as great as this weekend was, you really got to put it behind you. You got to go. You got a tough road trip coming up. You got a bunch of home games after the road trip. And listen, it's a pennant race now, and it's fun to look back, but I think it's more important to look ahead.
I think for a team that's trying to do something special and play in October, these kind of games really help you. With the crowds last weekend and this weekend at the Coliseum, you're playing in front of huge crowds, but you're playing very good baseball games, close games, back-to-back walk-offs for the Athletics. So I think games like this can help you as you go forward, and let's hope that's the case for the Athletics. But to your point, a week from tomorrow night, the A's will be back. May not be a sellout, but this club, this fan should be supporting their ball club, because this is a good club, and I think we've seen it the last couple of games.
And Jerry's Familia is your winning pitcher. So the young man,
that's right.
2 innings, did a good job, and the A's win it for the 2nd game in a row in walk-off fashion over the Cross Bay rival Giants. So sold-out crowd goes home happy, and we're heading on the road happy. It's time now for A's Post-Game Live. Here's Brody.